Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for this all-important round 6 match between Southern Districts and the Tiwi Bombers. Southern Districts, there they are there. They sit on top of the table, just the one loss this year. And the Tiwi Bombers haven't won a game at all this year. They got close many times. In fact, last week against Wanderers, they led at three-quarter time by about 4 goals and then led into the last term, and then Wanderers overrun them. So they're psychologically scarred. If they can bounce back here tonight, it's going to be a miracle for them. They found it pretty tough this year. They're not the team they have been with that free-flowing game that we've seen for many years. But we might see it return tonight. We hope so. Joining me in commentary, 5 times Premiership player, played 200 games plus at the highest level in the territory, is Jared Eilert. Jared, good game in front of us.
Yeah, Charlie, I think so. I think where the two teams are sitting on the ladder won't reflect how this game is going to be played out. Obviously, Tiwi Bombers are due for a win. They've been close in a number of occasions, but big question marks around their defensive game, big question marks around their consistency over 4 quarters. So hopefully tonight they can pull that together and really push Southern Districts, who are on top of the table.
Big number 19 there for Southern Districts. Who is he?
Yeah, Mark Jamar, former AFL footballer, played with Melbourne 155 games from 2002 to 2015. So that's a great inclusion for the Crocodiles, and we thought earlier in the year that Jamar was going to play for Tiwi Bombers. So interesting.
Well, he's going up against them tonight. Let's see if he can win his first tap down. He does. Went straight to Christian Hyde, nearly got his hands on the footy. Finch, rather it was, couldn't get the clear ball away, and the ball raced out towards the boundary line. Now, tell us about Ben Armat.
Yeah, look, he's an absolute champion of the game over a long period of time. He's played at a few clubs, Darwin Buffaloes, St Mary's and Southern Districts, and that's where his heart is. And 250 games, Nichols medalist, premiership player, absolute champion of the game.
And Keegan Dingo and Will Farah, they're amazing players for this team. They're working hard at the footy. There was Devon Lyons. Don't know too much about him, the number 20 for Southern Districts. You know much about him?
No. There's a few names on the team sheets tonight that we're going to learn a bit tonight, Charlie. It's the first time I've called Southern Districts, so I'm really looking forward to them playing. And obviously, key players for them, Matt Kennard, Jared Brennan, William Farah, who's just on fire at the moment, and Robert Copeland as well. So there's a bit of AFL experience in their side as well.
Jared Brennan had a magnificent game last week. There's a terrific mark taken there by Keegan Dingo. What a great player he is. That's him there, number 15. Has a bit of trouble with that right knee, a little bit proppy. Drops it in a little bit short to the top of the square, and the mark taken there comfortably by Copeland, the man you mentioned. Had a quiet game last week, played across half back. Here he is up across half forward. Yeah,
he's certainly known for his skill and ability to read the play off a half back flank, but this is him in the forward line, and see how we go.
Bangs from 50, good looking kick, starts it out to the left. He did it really well. That's an educated kick, got right to the line. No one able to get it. Well, Southern Districts going back there, got the hands on the footy and kicked the goal. Didn't even pick up who it was, but it was a goal kick to Southern District. Whole pack of players down there, Jared, and the goal was kicked. Might have been the number 20 there, might have been Lyons, in fact.
I reckon you're right. The advantage of having William Farah in your team, he just vertically leaped to keep that ball front and centre and allowed Lyons to get a quick snap out of the pack. So good start for the Crocodiles.
Earlier today, match just completed in the second game of round 6, win to the Darwin Buffaloes 13-14. They beat Tars 12-12, and Palmerston upset the reigning premiers, beat them in the end by 32 points. Palmerston 12-7, defeated Wanderers 6-11. But I tell you what, Palmerston had some help. Alwyn Davey, Aaron Davey playing for them, and they were just terrific. And Leroy Jetta there as well, so some quality players for the Palmerston Magpies.
Yeah, Jonathan Mullins won the free kick, head over the footy, and that's exactly what Tiwi Bombers need from the onset. Players willing to throw their body on the line and get their head over the footy, get the first crack at it.
Ball knocked over the boundary line. So Christian Hyde playing out there as well, wearing number 35. So expect a big game from him. He's a quality player, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's won a couple of league medals actually in Country Victoria, Ovens and Murray League, and the Goulburn Valley League. So we're expecting big things from him tonight.
Jamar at the back, but the kick off the ground was by Ben Armat. Tiwi Bombers just trying to get clear. Now they can come off half back up towards the wing. High kick, 2-on-1 here. Some hard work to be done. Too many players back there in defence. And what about this man, Brennan? He is something. Spears, look at the pinpoint accuracy on that kick right to the boundary line. The defence came across from the Tiwi Bombers in Mason. Ball knocked away.
Yeah, he's handy to have in your side, and I think it could be Brennan and Copeland swapping off a back flank and a forward flank, so we'll watch for that during the course of the game.
And keep an eye out for number 7 for the Tiwi Bombers if you see him in action. His name is Ross Tungatalam, and that's him there. The ball was just knocked away from him, but one of the most exciting players you'll ever see. And we spoke to one of your old teammates today, John Anstess, who will play his 200th game tomorrow for St Mary. Said, who's one of the toughest players you've ever played against? And he said, Ross Tungatalam from the Tiwi Bombers, and he's a great player, there's no doubt about it. Here's Roy Cantilla, that famous name again, open goal line, goes for goal and kicks it. Well, of course, David Cantilla was the name that's well known. Now, what's happened here? It's a free kick's been played, I reckon. It has.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was given away. We might have to...
It was definitely a free kick to Southern District, so the goal's not going to count.
No.
Southern District's have it at centre half back. Kick straight down the corridor. Good looking one as well. Parked underneath and taking a strong mark down there was Sam Smith. He does some of the ruck work. Powers it into forward. Got it to that leaping man who just couldn't quite wrap it up, Will Farrer. Clean-up work came from Jake Rowe-Duggan. That's him there with the footy. Goes around the body. Doesn't get it round far enough. A bouncing ball towards the boundary line. Chased out there by Lionel Ogden, who normally plays up in defence, and seen safely over with Albert Tippenwoody there from the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, going back to the indiscretion there, which cost Tiwi Bombers a goal, actually. I don't know if it was a verbal sort of dig at the umpire that caused the turnover, but... they'll be a bit unhappy with that one. How
will Jamar find it here today? Oh, quality player, of course, but these conditions are pretty tough when you're new into footy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously we had a downpour earlier on in the day, and that's created the ground to be a little bit soggy underfoot. But he's going to be sweating it out tonight, no doubt.
Cantilla went round the body to Ross Tungatalam. Oh, he slipped on the wet ground here. He tried to put the brakes on the anchor drop, but it didn't stop him, and he went to ground, slid along. And you just mentioned that rain caused all that trouble here, and then he gets back with a good tackle and causes the dispossession. Picked up here by Matthias Liddy. He couldn't get rid of it. Dingo after the footy. Handball comes out straight into the hands there of Armour. Caught in the tackle that time was Zane Carter. That's Smith. Tiwi Bombers win it. Kick forward, Liddy. Can be a little bit messy when the rain has got, like it rained, 5 hours ago, but still that ground is still wet out there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is the third day, third Premier League game on this oval, and obviously we had some games prior to that as well. So it's a bit of a workout, TIO Stadium. Juan
Orsto goes across. Little kick inside 50. They have front position. Tiwi Bombers not able to take the mark though. Ball left on the ground. Handball came out. Cleverly done back there in defence for Southern Districts to the centre of the ground. The runner is out wide if they can get it to Carter. They didn't. They left him out there all by himself. He was alone. The scramble kick by Christian Papertalk, who got him back to some good form last week. Ball left on the ground. Gather up John O'Mullins. Goes across the half-back line with a kick and good mark taken. And a little short kick to Christian Height. Backward of the centre circle. Out wide to Roy Cantilla on the wing. Runner going past him ignored was Stacey. And now he goes towards Christian Height again, down towards the 50-metre line. That's Adam Tippenwoody, gets inside 50. Handball back to Christian Height again. On the left boot he goes for goal. Bouncing ball gets there, seen over safely by the defender running back there was that man, Jared Brennan.
Yeah, I'll go back to the contest tonight that or a matchup we're going to see tonight. Farrelly from Tiwi Bombers on the dangerous William Farrer. So looking forward to seeing that battle unfold.
So Jared Brennan is, I think he's wearing the number 7 tonight. Our team sheet has given him a number like 23 or something like that, I reckon. Mark Jamar doing some work out there. That's Kennard underneath the footy. Won a Nichols medal all those years ago. Was ABC Player of the Year as well. Knocked away in defence. Clever work done there, John O'Mullins.
I might just touch on Jamar is up against John Mason tonight in the ruck, and Mason's also had some AFL experience with Adelaide Crows and the Melbourne Demons, so they'd be known to each other and know each other's games, so plenty of AFL experience getting out there tonight.
So a little kick out wide towards the defensive 50-metre line on the edge of the arc. That's a kick that didn't get over the top. It's a dangerous kick. Tiwi Bombers just make a little too many errors, I reckon, which is their problem. Here's the run forward. This is Turner. Turner into the pocket. And the kick from the impossible angle is going to go all the way. And that's not Farah, is it, out there?
It is Farah. He's just pulling them out from everywhere. Great goal by Farah. The passes that have come into him so far have been pinpoint bullets, and he hasn't been able to actually take the chest mark because of the slippery conditions. But his second effort cleaned it up, snap over the body, and nice goal.
Kicked a bag last week, didn't he?
He did, I think 9.
9 goals.
Took him to 31 goals. He's leading the goal kickers list. And funnily enough, Ross Tungatalam for Tiwi, he's on 12, just behind him.
And that's the difference, 30 and 12.
31 and 12, yes.
Goodness me. Here's John O'Mullins again. Clearing kick to the middle. Handball out. Christian Height with the footy, drives it down towards the forward line. That's a terrific mark. Whole front position down there, and you get the ball coming in like that. And if you square at the footy, you're likely to take the strong mark, and Liddy has it directly. Well, he's not directly, he's all but directly out. And, well, no, that's not fair. He is on a bit of an angle, but not beyond him, I don't think.
Absolutely not. This is what Matthias Liddy is in the team for, and we expect him to kick this goal and get Tiwi Bombers on the scoreboard.
Lyons and Farah have goals for Southern Districts. Ball in the hand here of Matthias Liddy from about 20 metres. Goes for goal, swings it out to the left, minor score.
What was impressive about that forward movement, though, Mason in the middle was unmarked, and handball to Height. Straightforward entry for Matthias to take the chest mark.
So Southern Districts now with a powerful kick out towards the wing. Mark taken out there by Jamar, punches with the left boot. I reckon I've called Jamar playing here from Melbourne over the years. Kick by Ross Tungatalam to the pocket. Liddy got underneath it. Wants the free kick. He's not going to get it. Copeland has it. Goes out wide. Little kick. Gives it to Dingo in the back pocket. I like this player. Keegan Dingo. He's one of my favourites. He's an unassuming character, but he's a really good defender.
Absolutely. He's one of the best in terms of reading the play and chopping the ball off as it comes into the full forward. So he's been around for a long time, Charlie. Premiership player as well, and he's highly rated within the Southern Districts Football Club.
Out towards Kennard, came off his hands. In the twilight of his career, Matt Kennard, been a fine servant for the Southern Districts Crocodiles. Won some of the big awards, and another unassuming player. All the good players are unassuming players, aren't they?
He's hard as nails, Charlie. Had many a battle with Matty Kennard on the footy field. Also played some games with him in Thunder as well. But his leadership is crucial for the Crocodiles.
Joel Price has been doing some good work back there also for Southern Districts. Ball back towards the boundary line. Farah went looking for it. He didn't get it. And the Tiwi Bombers can come away with it. Now kick out towards the wing. They've got some space out here. If they can get a good bounce, this will set up. They're going to make it very, very hard. On the run they go forward. That's Lindsay Maureen, and the kick from Roy Cantilla to the top of the goal square. Matthias Liddy at the back just couldn't get his hands on it. They concede in the end, a minor score. Rush through.
Well, there's some space for the Tiwi Bombers on the outside if they can create the turnover and get out wide quickly. Whether they can keep that strategy up all night is going to remain to be seen, but they're super quick on the outside. Here's
Price with the pull out. I think he's given away the free kick he has. Joel Price, he did the wrong thing there. Maureen, so Maureen, a couple of kicks out from goal. And on the Morris Rioli wing, in front of the grandstand, little short kick, worked it nicely. So they're going to work this forward. Is Vagona Ross. He's got a pack of his teammates down there. Loose ball to Petrie. Petrie goes in, bangs a goal, hits the post. Gee, they're unlucky. I mean, they're having that sort of year, Jared. Surely it can't last that much longer. They've been unlucky for 5 rounds.
Well, actually kicked the goal, but it got overturned with the first shot. So you're right, Charlie. Luck is not on their side so far in this season.
What have they done? Someone's got to bless them. Here's Turner with the footy. It's in front of him. Daniel Turner, good player, classy player, being chased out there by Rupert Papungameri. Watch him today, the number 33. Kick up towards the wing and then back into the corridor with the kick. Price went looking for the footy. They got there in front of him, the Tiwi Bombers. Price did best then, tried to clean it up. Pack comes over the top. Umpire's not going to see that come out without a ball up.
I think tonight's very important to highlight, Charlie, with the conditions that you're always in the contest. No matter if a player's out by himself with 50 metres of space, he's every chance to drop it, or if he tries to bounce it, it's not going to come back up to him. So you're always in the contest.
Fishwick brings it inside 50. Good kick. And now outside 50. Being chased out there by Sleeth. Kennard under pressure. Got the handball away. Whistle goes. Free kick picked out of it. Tiwi Bombers win it across their half-back line. up along the wing. This is intended for Christian Height, running backwards. Got it too far underneath the footy in the end. Well, he worked hard to get there, but he just was too high for him and he couldn't control it. Knocked towards the boundary line. Jake Rowe-Duggan out there. And Southern Districts used the ball pretty well. Kick off the Turner. Had that run along the wing a short time ago. And that's a great kick and a nice mark taken by Devon Lyons. Kicked that goal out of the pack earlier on. Goes down towards the pocket. Farrer at the back. Can he get to it? Knocked away from him. Cleverly done there too by Adam Tippenwoody. He's a good defender. He continues to run. He gets it back from Farrelly. Comes out of the back pocket. Charges up towards the wing. Great vision. Great kick. Good skill from the Tiwi Bombers. They might get a little bit out of this. The kick drops back into the middle. Height with the handball. Tiwi Bombers on the charts. This is done with a little short kick. They get it to 50, and the short kick again goes out wide. Very, very wide. Unnecessary to go out there. But now back to Matthias Liddy. But that's the right way to go, according to Matthias Liddy. Kicks the goal.
He's much more comfortable snapping the ball over his body than actually a set shot. It's great to see Tiwi Bombers on the board. They certainly deserved it. And what I'm liking about their starts of the game is the intent, the physical intent around the packs. And by creating that turnover, they can find some space, and as we know, they're pretty dangerous in some space.
They have all those people who live on the Tiwi Islands over there every week hoping for the win. They won a premiership a few years ago, and they've always been, you know, playing off in the finals. This year's been a miserable year for them. They just want to turn it around. If they can get a scalp tonight, and that scalp belongs to the team highly rated as the premiership favourites this year, it'll be a big one. It'll give them a real boost.
Absolutely. We expect Southern Districts to be knocking on the door for the grand final this year, and Tiwi Bombers, going back a couple of years, beat Nycliffe for the premiership in similar conditions. It was raining that night, but the oval was a little bit wet, so a little bit slippery underfoot, so they certainly know how to handle these conditions.
Ball comes back into the middle, repeating those earlier scores. Palmerston with a big win over Wanderers, 12-7 to 6-11. And Darwin beat Tars. The game just concluded 13-14 to 12-12. Tomorrow out at Nightcliff Oval in Darwin, the Tigers will host St Mary's, and St Mary's bringing back a half a dozen good players after a pretty poor performance last week against this team. There's Matthias Liddy at the back. He read that beautifully, and then he tried to get away. Brendan had a hold of his arm. It was like a fish on the end of a hook, and he just wouldn't let him go. Hurried kick come out of the middle. Lindsay Maureen, bouncing ball. Brendan on the clean-up, taps it down. Look at the running of this player. He's an amazing player. The kick's always good, and that one was no exception. Hit his teammate out there, but he dropped the mark, was Jake Rowe-Duggan. He said just a cruising machine. They should I reckon they should name a racing car after Jared Brennan.
Especially in this competition, Charlie, we can find some space.
Oh, there he goes. People come to see him play, this man. I tell you what, number 27, Will Farrer, he has the most incredible vertical leap you've ever seen. You just saw a glimpse of it there.
That is trademark Will Farrer, and as a defender, and I'm feeling a little bit sorry for Matty Farrelly, there's nothing you can do in that kind of situation. He was right with him. There was millimetres in between, and he just took off on that vertical leap that he's got and grabbed the mark.
So he's kicked one already, as Will Farrer. He's a good kick of the footy as well. Goes back, lines up, kicks at goal. Looks pretty good off the boot. I reckon he's converted that one as well. He has. He's got two early stages of the match, and the champion goal kicker's got 2 goals.
That is going to do his confidence the world of good, and the umpire did not move. So he's in some rare form, Charlie, where he is not missing.
He's on song tonight, and he's been on song for some time, that man there, number 27. He had Jason Eagle with him last week, big, strong, full forward, but they didn't go to Eagle. They just went to Farrer, and he didn't let them down. 9 terrific goals.
Well, it's not a bad second option, Jason Eagle, and the way William Farrer's playing at the moment, you don't need a second option, so he's going to get the ball most of the time.
So Petrie is in there in the middle. If they can get the tap out to him, that's Meeson with it, trying to kick the ball off the ground, but it didn't quite work for them. Was Finch for the Tiwi Bombers. Ball spills out towards the wing. Falling over, chasing it with Petrie. And that gave the Crocodiles a chance, and it came off the boot there. Good kick forward for them. Inside 50. Parked underneath the footy. Umpire says, Copeland, you didn't mark it. This time he picks it up and goes with a little short kick. Whistle has gone already, though.
Free kick to the Crocodiles. Smith. If our team sheets are telling us correctly, Charlie, because there are a few discrepancies with the Guernsey numbers and the players.
And a couple of numbers in there that that aren't there.
Correct.
And a couple of players out on the ground who have numbers that we don't have. But this is Samuel Smith. So he does a bit of the ruck work. He's about a 45-degree angle. You can see the 50 there in front of him. He's a lefty, starts it out to the left and leaves it out there. That's what you do, but you aim always at the goal post there, and then it'll come back. Because it didn't come back far.
I don't think he quite connected with that, but he's certainly on his distance in terms of making that long-range kick for goal, as we see Tiwi Bombers now all huddling in the middle for the kick out.
They got the huddle. Albert Tippenwoody with lots of bandages on. And that's a thumping kick. That's a big kick, isn't it? That's almost to the centre of the ground. That's a 75-metre kick. All hard at the footy and getting cleaned up there was John O'Mullins. Leaving the footy behind him was Vagona Ross. They're on the run. Here's Ross Tungatulum, runs away from them, gets for 50, puts the ears back, bangs at goal. Ross Tungatulum, he rarely misses on the charge, and he didn't miss then. Super goal from a super player.
Absolutely super goal, and the kick out went about 65, 70 metres, and that was a set play, and that is going to do them the world of good. Set play to get the ball over the back with some space for Ross Tungatulum to actually carry the football over the 50-metre line, and he does not miss when he's in that situation.
He's a great player. So he's gone back. Where's he gone? They got him in the middle, or they got him across half forward. Normally, they can run him off a wing, don't they, Ross Tungatulum? I got a feeling he is in the middle.
He is. He's playing on ball, but I'd suggest he'd be playing. That's about as far back he will go, Charlie, in the game in terms of his role in the midfield. He'll be almost a seventh forward player for him.
He says, Coach, I get unwell if you put me in defence. He said, I'm just a forward. There he is, looking for the footy. The hairball came out. He's left on the ground. His second and third effort wasn't bad. Christian Height trying to do some hard work in there. He can't get it out. Umpire's going to have to ball this up, surely. Ben Matt was getting a little upset about something. Now he's running and had a go at John Meeson. Ben, not a good choice.
No, man up. Try and create the turnover is the best option.
Knocked away. Cannard had a half effort at it. Didn't get it. Tackle was solid there. Held up Pastasi. Dingo with the clean-up was good. Nice kick from him too. Cool under pressure. And then he continued to run. Armour's kick finds Ben Armat. Armat's kick, here's the man underneath it was Lyons, who kicked that goal a short time ago. Pack comes over the top. Bingo emerges with it, gave the handball out to Smith. Smith went a little further and he'll get it back again. He has it, and then he goes off with the handball as well. Gave it to Carter. Carter goes for goal off the left boot. Good looking kick from him, Zane. Carter kicks the goal. The build up was a little patchy, but the end result was another goal for the Southern Districts team.
Yeah, he had a great handle on that footy. He took it one-handed, and the left footer on the run. He's all class, Zane Carter. I've seen him play a couple of Thunder games in the juniors, and he dominates through those grades, and he certainly deserves a crack at A-grade football, and we expect to see his name up in lights for a very long time with the Southern Districts Football Club. 7
shots to 6 in favour of Southern Districts. The margin, though, is 11 points. 4-3 to 2-4. 21.5 minutes gone first term. TIO Stadium, round 6. The top team, Southern Districts, taking on the Tiwi Bombers, who haven't won a game this year. Hard jump in the middle there by Meeson. I'll tell you what, if they had Willie Rioli playing for them tonight, the Tiwi Bombers, you might just about give them a bit of a chance here. Tungatulum's kick lands a little short out there, rolls over the boundary line, seen safely there by Liam McGregor. Yeah,
absolutely. Good call there, Charlie. And Ryan Semmel as well. We caught him a couple of weeks back, and he was super for them. And having Meeson in the team tonight allows them to structure up a little bit better, and they actually worked on some plays.
Trying to break his way through there, not getting out was Harley Purantatameri. Kick goes forward, and Ogden had a bit of a chance for it. Ball left on the ground though. So kick out wide. This will just stay in the field of play and then roll away.
It's paper talk, I think, getting his hand on the footy and just kicking to space really, and why not? Allows your on ballers a bit of a breather. Can set up on the 50-metre line and start working the ball towards William Farrer up forward.
Well, it was interesting in the earlier game, or the game before, the first game of the day here, the umpire played it a deliberate out of bounds in the first quarter and then felt obliged to do it for the rest of the match. So but that paper talk kick then might have been penalised a couple of games ago. That's a minor score going through there.
Yeah, paper talk again. So he's working his way into the game, and 2 kicks on the outside of the boot. That one not going through for a major on that occasion.
He's been out of form, you know, for a long time. We've been calling games on radio for him and saying, you know, maybe the best thing is to send him back to Division 1 where he can get some of the footy, because his teammates haven't got confidence to go with him or to him, which makes it more difficult because he doesn't get his hands on the footy. Do you know what I mean? He needs them to kick the footy to him. He goes back to Division 1, then he's a great player. But they persevered with him, and justifiably, because last week he done a pretty good effort and he's starting to get himself back into good form. Good player when he's running hot.
Yeah, well, obviously the coaching staff have a heap of confidence in him.
Carter's kick out towards the boundary line and pushed on a little bit further in the direction there of Lionel Ogden. Normally plays in defence. Whistle's gone.
A bit too clever on that occasion. A bit of a scoop behind the body. Looked okay, but the umpire not happy.
So Tiwi Bombers tucked away in their half-back line out on the boundary in front of the Wanderers clubhouse.
Dangerous kick, Charlie, going backwards, putting Jason Purantatameri under a lot of pressure.
He's a good player though, Jason. He'll work very hard back there in defence. That's Farrelly. And now trying to break away Harley Purantatameri. And they do get out of trouble. They do take the risk sometime in order to get out of trouble. And Michael Dunn takes a terrific mark. I like Michael Dunn too. Good play on the charge. They come through. Southern District with a punch forward inside 50 and the mark taken there. So the build-up was good.
That is a great kick. We will, I believe it's Liam McGregor, but we'll make sure we're 100% on that one through the course of this first quarter. But able to put some pressure on and great skill and hitting the target.
So this is Ogden. Directly out in front. Should be able to kick this. And I reckon he's just squeezed it in.
He's happy with it, Charlie.
It's a goal.
So another goal for Southern Districts. They extend their lead. And I think, again, Tiwi Bombers putting themselves under a heap of pressure by going backwards to Jason Purantatameri there. And when you got William Farrer in the form he's in, there's no need to put that extra pressure on your defenders. So I think they might have to go down the line.
You're watching the footy from the TIO Stadium in Darwin on a glorious night here. We had plenty of rain earlier today, but it's settled into a pretty good evening here. Nice weather, nice temperature, and good footy match in front of it. Hope you're enjoying it. Jared Eilert calling it with me. Here's Christian Height, and he went out wide with the kick, and he wants the man to run onto it, Rupert Papungameri. He gets there and then he shakes them off to Rupert, and away he goes, lines up with the right boot. He's a good kick, but he's offline. He did that well because, I don't know, he just scouted them and stole it and then ran away from them. They couldn't believe it.
No one wanted to touch him on that occasion, but a bit of a let-off though.
Jared Brennan, classy defender, touches it down. He could play. You'd play Brennan anywhere, wouldn't you? I mean, if you're desperate, you'd send him up forward and play him alongside Will Farrer. Have one at centre half forward, one at full forward. You'd just be the most powerful forward line.
You play him in the ruck. He's that athletic as well.
Good mark taken there by another player with AFL experience. Copeland went across, gave it off to Carter, who you mentioned earlier on, played for Thunder, kicked it in the forward line just as the siren went. Parked underneath it was Mark J. Marr. There is the big number 19, former Melbourne player in town, having a run with the Crocodiles. He's a big man, look at him, goodness me. Because Farrer's a big bloke standing alongside him. He towers over the top of him. Get some comments from you. 5-4 to 2-5 here. Southern Districts leading the Tiwi Bombers. Jared Eilert.
Yeah, obviously the Southern Districts had a lot more forward entries and were able to capitalise with some more goals. 1, 2, 3, 4 goal kickers to date, with William Farrer having a double. And I think their skill at the moment is a little bit more superior, and they've adapted to conditions a little better than the Tiwi Bombers. Tiwi Bombers, I like how they've come out. They're intent, they're structured, they've executed one of their team plays which resulted in a Tungatulum goal, so some positive signs for them to start this game.
So the Crocodiles in front at quarter time, 5-4 to 2-5. We'll get some stats from Kieran Davis after the break here. Be back shortly.
It's another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah. You guys catch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet. But we're feeling lucky. See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
And a 7-metre tide.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! High on, Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! Yes! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Welcome back to the TIO Stadium here, quarter time. Players out there, coaches talking to them. And I'm not sure who, we'll have to find, I think is that Ryan Ayres talking to the players out there? I think Shannon Rusker, the coach, is away. I can certainly see Peter Lake out there as well. We'll get some thoughts from Jared Island or some information on that from Jared Island in just a moment. But Kieran Davis can join us, brings up to date with the stats of the first quarter, Kieran.
Thanks, Charlie.
We'll try again. You got the wrong headsets on. Try those ones. See, they're alive. Kieran, some stats.
Thanks, Charlie. In the kicks, districts are dominating in the possession side of things. 63 kicks to 48 and 25 marks to 14. They're also winning the inside 50s, 18 to 12. In the centre clearances, John Meason has had the better of Mark Jamar so far, 5 centre clearances to 3, and Tiwi's pressure has been much better than districts, 12 to 5.
Very good, 63 to 48, so plenty of kicks there for Southern District. 25 to 14 in the mark, so if you add those two together, you got 88 against 62, so a big advantage there. The Southern Districts reflected on the scoreline with a 17-point margin, but with that sort of glut of ball, you'd expect, Jared Eilert, that the gap would be even further than that.
Yeah, obviously we mentioned districts having some more forward entries into their 50, but what is very pleasing, I'm sure William Rioli as coach will be happy with, is the tackle count. Tiwi Bombers are in there, they're fighting for the footy, they're creating pressure and they're leading the tackle count.
Now, can you tell us who you out there was coaching? because we know, was it Ryan Ayres?
Yeah, good pick-up, Charlie. It was Ryan Ayres. I'm not sure why Shannon Rusker's away at the moment, but he was certainly taking the reins and leading the Crocodiles.
Well, he did say he wasn't going to coach tonight. I'm not sure what happened to him, though. Here's the kick from out of the middle as Christian Height got it up a little bit. Out of the middle. In fact, that might have been Joel Price that actually got that. Here's Matthias Liddy with the handball back. Long raking handball out here. Bounces for Bradley Palapamini. He's got some work to do. He got to it. They lunged at him and got him, but he shrugged the tackle, and then his kick wasn't the best. He turned it over. Copeland got it and pumped it back from where it came. Spillage out wide here for Southern Districts with the ball in front of him. No whistle gone. Handball over the top. And still Southern Districts can't get clear. Now they can. Here's Lionel Ogden with the kick forward. Farah comes out, dives at the footy. And then they dive at him and hold him up. And they wrestle it off him. Some good work Farrelly. Took it off him. And they'll come away with it now with Adam Tippenwood. He switches the play to the other side and finds a teammate out there. Might be Albert Tippenwoody in the back pocket. Good kick straight up towards Christian Height. And then he swaps it out a little wider, bounces the ball out there in front of Petrie. And the Tiwi Bombers take it down towards their forward line. Good punch came from the back then too, was Michael Bowden. Good young player he is, and then he goes and cleans it up. The look away handball to Paper Talk. Paper Talk, they closed on him quickly. Got the kick away, wanted Kennard, had front position. He's put under pressure by Albert Tippenwood. He goes to ground, ball rolls towards the boundary line. And no, Bowden kept it in. Paper Talk got the kick away, went short with it. And the Tiwi Bombers can win it now from half back. And the little kick was good. It was high, and the handball was given, and the runner going fast as past was Farrelly. Now to Christian Height off the left boot, wobbly old kick. Up forward of the wing, Ross Tungatulum takes the mark. And then he kicks. Look at that kick. That is a good kick. He sets it out wide. They set a bit of a task out there for Rupert Papungamiri, who went looking for it second time, was pretty good. Dingo gets to him and puts him to ground, wraps him up and won't let him out. Spillage over the boundary line. Umpire comes in and says it's all okay, throw it in.
Yes,
Jared.
Certainly the kick was to space there from Tungatulum to Rupert Papungamiri, and maybe a few years ago would have been able to take that one, Charlie, but they're certainly in their forward 50, and Districts get the clearance though.
The umpire decided in the end that he would throw it up because it was held up before it spilled over the boundary line. And so it was a ball up. Tiwi Bombers kick forward. Good strong mark taken there in defence. Robert Copeland switches play to Brennan. Gee, how would you be working with that? Brennan bounced it in the mud patch and lost it. Ross Tungatulum's going to put him under pressure here. Tungatulum's a real chance of getting this. Dives on it. Brennan goes to ground. It was a great contest. Running in hard was Michael Bowden to try to get it. Ball was picked up by Tiwi Bombers. A kick that didn't go anywhere really. Copeland a chance to get the footy. Left it behind. Tiwi Bombers under pressure. Little kick came out rolling for Bradley Palapamini. Overran the footy. Southern Districts win it. High kick. This is going to go out of bounds on the full. Yes, it does. So it's a Tiwi Bomber free kick. It's going to go to Vagona Ross. Camden Vagona Ross goes at right angles right back across towards centre half forward, finds the man there with a good mark. Arnold Duller had such a good game last week, and the kick I thought wasn't that good. It looked okay for a while for Albert Tippenwoody, but he couldn't mark it. It was lost. Handball came back to Christian Height from 50, has a shot for goal right on the goal line. It's touched. In fact, it was kept in play. And Southern Districts, as game as you like, didn't concede the behind, gave it to Paper Talk inside 50, went with a searching kick in the direction of Turner towards the boundary line, and it's over. Good period of play, enjoyable footy.
Yeah, non-stop footy in that occasion, and Tiwi Bombers managing to create the turnover. Jared Brennan going back a few plays. Got to play the conditions. You can't bounce the ball in the mud. It won't come back up to you.
Knocked down straight into the hands of Petrie. Got the handball away. Did pretty well as well. Gave it to Vagona Ross. Goes across to centre half forward. Good vision from him. Gave it to John O'Mullins. John O'Mullins kicks a beauty. Measured it nicely. Gave it off to Liddy on the charge and takes the mark on his chest.
And that's the Tiwi Bombers we're used to seeing play footy week in, week out. Quick transfer of play. Play on at all costs. Great skill from Jonathan Mullins to put the ball right in front of Liddy for his shot at his second goal.
So here he is on a toughish angle. Comes in, got a lot of elevation on the kick. He's not looking that pleased. Well, what's the result? It's a goal. Well, I don't know what it has to be to make him really pleased, but it was a goal anyway. A lot of elevation on it, Jared, but it was a goal.
Yeah, well, it's great to see him get a goal next to, his second goal in a set shot capacity. Again, that's going to give him a fair bit of confidence. But Tiwi Bombers are up and about. They've done some work. Last week's performance against Wanderers certainly pushed them on their home ground, and now they've brought that across here, that momentum across here, now pushing Southern Districts, who are on top of the ladder.
Be looking for a little bit of respect tonight. Their respect that they got had probably dissipated over this season. They've been competitive but never really looked like winning, and so tonight they need to do something about that. The task is in front of them. Jamar to do the ruck work. He read it best and got the tap down. Tackle came over the top, was pretty well done there by Price. Jared?
Interesting to see the two on-ball brigades for both sides backing their ruckmen in, but at this point in time Meeson's got the upper hand over Jamar.
So Adam Tippenwoody's kick got from Christian Height, went forward, searching for Matthias Liddy, got him. He ran into trouble. He ran into lots of trouble. Two of them, in fact, back there. Liam McGregor was one and Bowden was the other one. Ball in the hands here of Starcy. Starcy goes one way and then the other. Goes around his body towards the boundary line, knocked away in defence over for a boundary line throw in. So 6 minutes gone. 5-4 plays 3-5. Southern Districts in front.
Bowden should have taken that mark there, so that's just that perceived pressure that Tiwi Bombers have started to create. So no voice for Bowden by his teammates on that contest.
So Jamar works his way to the front. He uses the left hand tap down. Was pretty well done too. Gave it off so Joel Price could get a possession. Kick out towards Cannard. Rolls over the boundary line opposite number 6 with him, Adam Tippenwoody.
And we did see Michael Bowden line up on Ross Tonga-Tullen at the start of this quarter, and I think that's a great battle. I think Michael Bowden will get a fair bit out of that battle tonight if that manages to stay for the course of the game.
And what about Farrelly with the job on Will Farrer? He's a new player. They didn't tell him that he'd be on Will Farrer. That voted when he wasn't there and said he's a new player, we'll let him stand on Will Farrer. No, that's not true at all.
No, look, I think the way they've structured Charlie, they've certainly done their homework and they've certainly come out with a plan, and Farrelly's been given that task, and we'll see him in action right now.
Armour's pressure back there was pretty good. Handball came out from Farrelly again. He's done well. They've cleared this into the hands of Adam Tippenwood. He takes off from inside defensive 50. They'll chase him and put him under pressure. Good work, Will Farrer, the forward, with a bit of a chase, and the mark taken on the wing by Dyke. And Dyke now gets away and he steps back in. He shrugs one, he shrugs two. He didn't quite get away with the third one. The handball was a sloppy one over the boundary line. No chance there for John O'Mullins.
Yeah, look, he sort of had to go back and take his time there, but he had no options up forward. He was waiting for his runners to come from behind, and the way the Districts defenders just able to drop back into the hole slowed up that play, and a good result for Districts.
Finch has been busy, you know. He's wearing number 37 for the Tiwi Bombers. He's going to come off and have a bit of a rest now. Christian Height returns that ball over to Mark Jamar. He punches off the left boot. Gee, that's a good kick, isn't it? You can tell those quality players kick nicely. It was Lyons. There's a jump going right over the top was Will Farrow.
It was a nice little sneaky push there from Farrelly. He's certainly done his homework on Will Farrow, and just a little nudge out there. He saw him take the launch, but that was just a nudge him under the footy, so he wasn't able to take the mark.
So the Bombers with control of the footy. Deep in defence here. They trail 5-4 to 3-5. Measuring kick out towards Petrie. Wins the footy and away he goes. Gets to the edge of the defensive square. Punches down towards half forward. Nice kick. And the ball left behind. Should have really been marked there by Lindsay Maureen. We've seen plenty of run from him in the first quarter. Dingo's kick was nice.
Great hands by Bowden on that occasion.
So young Bowden has it. Just backward of the wing and then kicks over the wing. Taller man was at the back, provided the shepherd though. Meeson did pretty well. Ball left on the ground, some desperate work done there. Petrie got it away, and the tackle was a real good one to hold up Henry Armour, who just got himself in some space. Now it gets to Lyons. Lyons with the little kick brings it back into the field of play. There's our man Farrer, and he gave it off to Lyons, and Lyons went right across all the lines and kicked it out of bounds in the opposite pocket.
He certainly went across the face of the goals on that occasion. But I like the way he's throwing himself into this game. He's actually getting his body in there. He's doing the work on the ground and pushing up for the second and third effort. So handy player for Southern Districts.
It's all a bit scrambly down there for Farrer, I reckon. It's not open enough, is it? You need to open that forward line up a bit if you've got a key forward down there like that. Kennard overran the footy. Christian Height wins it. Gives it a bit of a hack around his body out towards the wing. They've got the inboard runners here. That's ignored though. That was Petrie. Kick up to where the numbers are just too many. Paper talk. Looking for the footy, didn't get it, pushed off. Roy Cantilla comes away with the footy. They just grabbed him, but his kick was pretty good, but cut off in defence. Good work back there for Southern Districts. Kick out towards the wing. Had his hands on the footy though, couldn't quite keep the control of the football, and he went over the boundary line where it did Henry R. Moore.
Free kick.
Good punch forward by Harley Purantatameri. Ty Slitty takes the mark. Or rather, Vigona Ross, and then straightens up and gives it off to Bradley Palapamini. To the pocket. Now 2 to beat here. Gets over the top. A chance for Matthias Liddy. He's going to go from the impossible angle. He steps around them and then kicks the goal. He said, come and get me. They didn't, and then he kicked the goal. He's got 3.
He's such a good reader of the play there. It was a 2-on-1 contest. He stayed on the ground and just watched the flight of the ball come over the top of Dingo. And Dingo didn't want to chase on the second effort there and allowed Matthias Liddy a free run at the footy, and he snaps the goal.
3 goals, 1 in the first 2 here in the second term. He's been quiet in some of the games, but he looks like he's in for a pretty good night tonight. He's the major goal scorer at the moment. Yeah,
and going back to a comment you made, Charlie, about a little bit scrambly up forward in the Districts line at the moment. That's because of the pressure that Tiwi Bombers are creating up the ground, and we haven't seen that from them here anyway in Darwin at TIO Stadium. I'm sure there was a bit of that last week, but they're off again. Tiwi Bombers getting a free kick.
Dingo had his hands on it and lost it. Jamar's gone to full forward, would you believe it, down there to have a rest. And Will Farrer said, I'll go into the forward pocket, that's okay.
That's a great win for Farrelly. For Districts to make that change is a great win and should give confidence to the defender and the job that Farrelly's doing on William Farrer at the moment.
So Farrer's all by himself at the moment. Front position, Kennard. Spillage comes down to Albert Tippenwoody. Running along the boundary line, Jason Purantatameri. A fine defender and has been for such a long time. Whistle has gone. Was the ball out of bounds? It was.
Great call by the umpire there, the boundary umpire. He was certainly under the pressure with all those bodies coming down on him, but he made the right call. The ball did go out of bounds. Well done.
Throw in here at the wing. 12 minutes gone, second term. Southern Districts, the top team, playing the bottom team, Tiwi Bombers, who haven't won a game this year. Keen to get some respect and maybe even a win here tonight if things work their way. They're certainly in the hunt. They're just down by 5 points at the moment, and Southern Districts aren't able to shake them. Pick up on the run was pretty good work there by Fishwick. He had to have a bit of courage, and he did. This is going to search out very, very wide. Diving at the footy out there is Lionel Ogden. Paper talk goes in, emerges with it.
Nice
and
vision.
The kick was good. Gave it off to none other than Brennan. And Brennan surely is going to go for Big J-Mar. No, he's not. He's going to go for Will Farrer. He got a bit of an aerial climb there, but he went a little bit too early. Went before acceptances.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they wanted in the forward line, Southern District. Some open space for Farrer to lead into. But again, I think that move that has put J-Mar up forward, Farrer to the pocket, taking the focus off him, is a great win for Farrelly.
Now, J-Mar's anticipating this ball's going to reach him, but he's had to run in about 10 metres.
Even not no fell at the moment, J-Mar.
His kick around the body by Kennard to the pocket and rolls away.
Yeah, he'll need to pick up those little things, Charlie, as the game goes on, and the more times he plays up in Darwin. So I'm sure he'll work it out pretty quickly.
Go back 20 metres for the boundary line throw, and then come forward about 5 or 6, I reckon. That's a good throw in though. Have a look at that one. That's a beauty. J-Mar worked that all right, then bangs away with the left boot, snaps and missed everything, kicked it out of bounds on the full. So Tiwi Bombers to bring the ball back into play. They can go to the pocket. They didn't quite know where to go, and that was smothered down by Kennard, who did it so well, read it better than anyone else. Ogden doing some work back there was good. Kicks it back to the top of the goal square. And the mark taken in defence there for the Tiwi Bombers. They've got some players out to the left. They want to go short. He's telling them to run back. And he's frustrated with his teammates. He's now been invited to play on as Albert Tippenwoody. And then he says, damn, I'll thump it long. And he does, kicks it out almost to the wing. Almost got it out there to Petrie. Petrie didn't get it. Ben Armat did, brought it in field, and the kick was good. And waiting for it there was Jared Brennan, who drifted down from half-back to take the mark inside 50.
Yeah, he was keen to try and transfer that play, the Tiwi Bombers, in Albert Tippenwoody. But he just had no movement down the field, and unfortunately kicked it to a 1-on-3 contest. And here we see Brennan line up for a shot at goal.
Brennan with plenty on it, bangs at goal. That's a beautiful kick. From the moment it hit his boot, it was always going to be a goal. And the big defender goes down and says, this is how you kick it, and he kicked the goal.
And great skill by Ben Armat too to spot up Brennan in the forward line. He can do everything. He started down back, he kicked the goal up forward, now they've put him into the midfield.
Took 15 minutes of this second term for Southern Districts to kick their first goal of this quarter, and it came off the boot of the half-back flanker. If that's where he's playing, or centre half-back, you can never tell with Brennan, but he kicked a very good goal. And just at that stage when the Tiwi Bombers were within a kick of snatching a 1-point lead. So they're in the hunt. Umpire throws it up in the middle. And they'll run through. They're trying to take it forward. Was our good man there, Christian Height. He goes to ground. And the mark is taken by Ross Tungatalam. So fabulous Ross has it. Going to kick from just outside. Well, he might just get just inside 50. He's a nice kick of the footy. There's not a skill that he doesn't have, Jared Eilert, this man, Ross Tungatalam.
No, we will expect him to kick this. And that would be a great answer for the Tiwi Bombers.
Gets near the man on the mark, gives it plenty. Nice looking kick down. That's a goal all the way. That was the same as a kick from the other end of the ground, wasn't it? The one from Jared Brennan. The minute it hit his boot, it was always going to be a goal.
Again, the umpire did not move, and that's why he's a super player. That's why he's second on the leading goal kickers list, Ross Tungatalam, for his second goal.
He travels around a bit, doesn't he? Plays in other parts of Australia.
Yeah, he does. He's had a couple of seasons with Thunder. He's travelled to play country footy. He did play a few games with Sydney Uni in the NEFL as well. But he does like to head down south during the dry season and play a bit of footy down there.
I imagine he'd have some fans following him, wouldn't he, wherever he went. Get in some of those Victorian Country League competitions, he'd be a star, wouldn't he?
They don't like him coming home, Charlie.
They want him to stay there.
Yes.
Big smack out of the middle came from Mark Jamart. Cannard onto the footy, put it up in the air. Brennan went down searching for it again. He's been given a roving commission, I reckon, Jared Brennan. He's wandered up and towards the half-forward line. And the whistle's gone. It's a free kick here. It's going to be for Southern Districts.
Copeland
with it.
That's experience there. Two-time premiership player with the Brisbane Lions. Premiership player with Aspley in the NEFL competition. Now he finds himself in the NTFL competition.
Yeah, he's played footy at the very highest level and has been very good. Drops this in a little short, though, for Jason Purantatamiri. Dunn doing some work. Here's Rupert Papungamiri. Long handball to the open to spaces and finds Ross Tungatalam and gets on the left boot. Look at that kick. That is just a super kick, isn't it? Oh, he's a beauty.
He had a choice whether to kick it with his right or left. He chose his left, and it was just pinpoint accuracy.
And waiting on the end of it was a gleeful Lindsay Maureen there, the number 21. The name Maureen probably not quite so well known over in the Tiwi Islands, more over at Bellevue and those other communities west of Darwin, but it is a name from over on the Tiwi Islands as well. That's a kick that might have just gone in, I reckon. It's low and awkward, but I reckon it's a goal.
Well,
it is.
That's poor marking by districts. So with the amount of big men they've got in their team, they needed someone on that line with the ability to touch the ball if it fell short. And that's exactly what it did. There was no one on the line, and Maureen gets his first goal.
Well, let history record that at the 18-minute mark of the second term, the Tiwi Bombers put their noses in front, 6-5 to 6-4. We got the close one, Jared.
Yes, obviously districts on top of the ladder, but we know Tiwi Bombers are due for a win. We know they're a lot better than where they're sitting on the ladder at the moment, and we're getting that tonight.
Jared Eilert with me. And Kieran Davis looking after the stats. We'll get him at half-time. Stats are interesting at quarter-time. It's Harley Purantatamiri. Zane Carter. John O'Mullins. And now they can run out through Finch. No, the whistle's gone. It's going to come back. Who to? Oh, we'll give it to Ross Tungatallum.
He doesn't get enough of the footy as it is. We'll give him another kick. Poor kick on that occasion. Maybe he's got a little bit too comfortable. But we see Mason being taken out of the ruck for Tiwi Bombers, so that allows Jamar to get on top in that last contest.
Other number 7 gets it, Jared Brennan. Short kick to Kennard. Just went the required 15 metres. Kennard along the boundary line, just forward of the wing. Jamar underneath it, the big man with the hands up. Held it, lost it, went to ground. Someone yelled out timber. Good kick forward, Ben Armat. Pushed away by Albert Tippenwoody along the boundary line and then through for a minor score. So rush through for a minor score. Scores level.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fluency in their forward line at the moment, Charlie, and you called it early as well. So Tiwi Bombers doing a great job pushing back and filling their holes and making them rush the footy.
Well, can they do what no one expects them to do, Tiwi Bombers? Can they come up with a win tonight? This man, if he's got something to say with it, he will do it for them. He'll do it single-handedly. Ross Tungatallum. Long look at that for a kick. That is just the most amazing kick. And he's got the runner going forward. This is Duller. Duller to the top of the goal square to teammate. And he's given it to him. Can he get away? Whoa, he's been caught in the tackle and nailed. He tried to take him on. He's been penalised, I reckon. No, it was a high tackle. He's going to get the free kick. Lindsay Maureen has drawn the free kick. He tried to step back in field. I thought he was going to be penalised for not using prior opportunity, but he was hit high. And so he's got the free kick directly out in front. Dingo's having something to say to him, but it's going to make no difference. Maureen kicks the goal.
And that's why the free 50-metre penalty was given. Dingo obviously verbally not happy with that decision, and the umpire penalising him for that. But interesting, Duller was a great kick on the run. Just bounced back. It didn't actually go over the line. I think he was running back to the centre thinking he kicked the goal, but it was play on, and Maureen cleaned it up and got the result Tiwi Bombers needed.
Got their nose in front now by more than a point. They're in front by a goal. 47 plays 41, 21 minutes gone. Second term here. You're watching the footy from Darwin. It's the NTFL competition round 6. The Tiwi Bombers in the red strip taking on the tricolours Southern Districts, the Crocodiles, who are on top of the premiership table at the moment.
Tiwi Bombers just dominating the centre clearances at the moment and the tap out. So it's an area of the game that they can certainly control and give their quick, small players first use at the footy.
Kennard, that clever little kick when you just pick it up and your head stays down, and he gave it off to Turner on the run. Turner goes towards the forward line. Good kick from him. Hard run in defence. He's working well back there, Farrelly. Out towards defensive 50. Swung around and going to ground. Farrelly again. They take it off him. Whistle's gone. Free kick's going to be played. I reckon it's a Southern District's free kick out on the forward line. Jared Brennan did the hard work. This goal-kicking halfback flanker.
Who's playing in the midfield.
Yeah.
He's everywhere at the moment. So Districts certainly need this goal. It's all been Tiwi Bombers so far.
It's been a big quarter from them. Here he is, Brennan. Left footer.
The torp. Not quite on this occasion.
Not the best kick. So they jetted in from over on the Tiwi Islands. Probably, what's it, a 15-minute plane in a trip on an aeroplane? Takes about an hour on the ferry, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe some longer. But we know that some of the other recruits are from down south, from Melbourne. So it's a team that comes from all over Australia to be here tonight.
Roy Cantilla, good kick up short of the wing. Christian Height there gets away from him over the boundary line. Good to see Christian Height back. I think I mentioned this earlier on. A couple of years ago, played a lot of good footy up here and was such a key player for Tiwi Bombers.
Well, he hasn't missed a beat coming in after a bit of a time away. And here we go. Tiwi Bombers getting another forward entry.
Lindsay Maureen with the steal. Bowden was back there. They took it off him. Gave the handball off to Roy Cantilla. Goes for goal and kicks it.
Yeah, it's a very rare occasion. It was 2-on-1 in that instance that Roy Cantilla was just able to push up and help his teammate out with Ross Tungatallum, and Michael Bowden had to deal with two. And if you've got Roy Cantilla and Ross Tungatallum, that's a tough gig. But great finish for the Tiwi Bombers.
Now, the thought just occurred to me, Jared, that Shannon Rusker is not here, so obviously he's somewhere in the world watching this, he'll be thinking, what is going on? Well, Shannon, I don't know. They need you. They need you back.
He'll be on the, if he's capable, he'll be on the text messages, I'm sure.
Look at that lead. It's out to almost a couple of goals now. 11 points, 6-6 to 8-5. Jamar on the jump. Does the tap pretty well. Good tackle to hold it up in the middle. He's desperate in there with Josh Finch. He's doing some good work in the middle. Free kick picked out of it, though. Out wide from Josh Finch. And Tiwi Bombers playing with such confidence. Spirit inside 50. Tungatulum went down on his knees. He just didn't take the mark. And the siren brings it to a close. An entertaining first half of footy wherever you're watching this around Australia, around the world. It's the Tiwi Bombers starting to play the footy that they're famous for. They have their noses in front here at halftime over the team who was favourites for this match. Southern District 6-6 trail the Tiwi Bombers at halftime 8-5. We'll get some comments from Jared Ida.
Yeah, I think their recruits, the Tiwi Bombers recruits, in terms of Meeson and Farrelly and Height, bringing them into the side have certainly thrown Southern Districts a little bit of balance at the moment, and they're playing some pretty good football with the likes of Tungatulum and Maureen and Liddy up forward doing a fair bit of damage. So be interesting to see how the Southern Districts regroup during halftime, and we expect this to go down to the wire.
28-point turnaround. Southern Districts, the favourites, were leading at quarter time by 17, but they've been overrun in a terrific second quarter from the Bombers. They kicked 6 goals to 1. They now lead by 11 points. The Bombers 8-5 lead the Crocodiles 6-6. Halftime here at TIO Stadium.
You guys catch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet, but we're feeling lucky. See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
And a 7-metre tyre.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! Iron! Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
Sea-Link run ferries to and from the Tiwi Islands for the Tiwi Bombers 4 home games. Book today at sealinknt.com.au. Sea-Link run ferries to and from the Tiwi Islands for the Tiwi Bombers 4 home games. Book today at sealinknt.com.au.
Deliberate out of bounds. Umpires will continue to be instructed to penalise players who intentionally handball, kick, carry or force the ball out of play. This includes walking the ball over the boundary line. Ruckmen will continue to be penalised for intentionally knocking the ball out of bounds from a ruck contest, regardless of whether the ball crosses a line on the full or bounces prior to the crossing of the boundary line. The following are all examples of deliberate out of bounds.
Cheney heads for the boundary. This will be an interesting call. Deliberate, says the umpire.
Impey, that will be deliberately out of bounds if it goes out of bounds. And it does. Yes.
Kicks to full forward, getting back. Oh, geez. Is that deliberate umpire? Yes, it is.
Zero tolerance to abuse. The umpires will continue to apply a zero tolerance to abuse or demonstrative behaviour. Players who infringe in this area will be penalised accordingly.
Free kick against you, Courtney Dempsey. Abuse.
50-metre penalties. 50-metre penalties will continue to be awarded against a player who cribs the mark or enters the protected area after the set kick has been established, delays the play by preventing an opponent from moving the ball on quickly, uses abusive language or demonstrative behaviour towards an umpire, or engages in other conduct for which a free kick would ordinarily be awarded. In this example, Wellingham cribs the mark and is correctly penalised 50 metres. Cotchin encroaches into the 5-metre protected area and is correctly penalised 50 metres.
Young Jack Collier, he tried to smother the kick, you can't do that.
50. Bruce delays the play by knocking Newman to the ground after he has clearly controlled the mark and is correctly penalised 50 metres.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah. You guys catch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet. But we're feeling lucky. See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
And a 7-metre tide.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade. Tom. High on, Matty, straight out. Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on. Yes! All clear.
You are one of 140,000 people living in a cyclone-affected area this wet season. You need food and at least 10 litres of water per person in your cyclone kit to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Be prepared. Brought to you by NTES and TIO.
And we welcome you back to TIO Stadium in Darwin here. Half-time break is over. Teams have made their way back out onto the surface here. Glorious night for footy here. Southern District's playing the Tiwi Bombers. Southern District's led by 17 points at quarter time, but a terrific second term from the Tiwi Bombers when they kicked 6 goals straight to 1 goal 2. And they've taken an 11-point lead at halftime. 8-5 the Bombers lead Southern District 6-6. What is the tail of the tape? What's the stats? Tell us. Kieran Davis can reveal it all. Kieran.
Thanks, Charlie. In the kicks, in the possession, just throughout that quarter, Tiwi dominated. Despite the Districts dominating in the first quarter, Tiwi really got up in the second quarter. 54 kicks to 35 and 24 marks to 9. In the inside 50s, they also won that 15 to 11. They dominated the centre clearances 6 to 2, and in a very free-flowing game, they won the tackles, but it was only 5 to 4.
Okay, not many tackles in it, but gee, that's a big turnaround. 54 kicks to 35 and 24 marks to 9, reflected on the scoreboard as well, Jared.
Yeah, Tiwi in that quarter had all the play, and I would have thought they could have pushed a little further in front, but again, we're certainly seeing a team that is on the bottom of the ladder, and they're not playing like they're the last team without a win to date. So they're really pushing the top team, the Southern Districts, but I'm expecting this to go down the wire and really looking forward to the next half of footy.
Well, they put themselves in a position here where they've been before and they fell away in the second half, and in some games the Tiwi Bombers have fallen away badly in the last quarter. Let's see if they can hold this together. They've put it where they want it. What's the second half going to give us? Here's the ball up in the middle. Big Mark Jamar does the ruck. The two ruckmen stood there looking at each other, Meeson and Jamar. No one really wanted to take it. But the kick comes forward for the Crocodiles, down towards the forward pocket. And that's where, waiting down there is that man, number 7, Jared Brennan. So he's gone down forward alongside Will Farrow.
Yeah, so they've put Will Farrow back at full forward as a traditional full forward. I think that's a really good move. Let him play one-on-one with Farrell and start to get some confidence in that space. And they've put Jared Brennan as another target up forward for Districts.
And it's Samuel Dyke from the Tiwi Bombers keeping a close eye on Brennan. Ball pushed towards the boundary line. Little hurried kick is okay. Stays in the field of play. Oh, they come from everywhere, the Crocodiles. Not much talking, but they did in the end get it. Here's Parker with the footy. Goes across the half forward line, half back line, half forward line rather, and the mark taken by Daniel Turner. He's a speedster, this young fellow. Saw him on a big run down the wing earlier on in this match. Seen a couple of times from him, directly out in front. Not sure what his kicking's like, Jared. Got any oil on him?
No, but he's got the fluoro yellow boots on, so
that always helps. Here he comes. Bangs away at goal, and he might have just got it in, I reckon. They've jumped in the goal square, but I don't think they got a fingernail on it, and it's a goal. So Turner kicks the goal, and they pull one back.
Well, he answered the question, didn't he, Charlie? He's a great kick. A great way to start the third quarter for Southern Districts. And now we can call that man number 14, Cale Barker, who he had his hand in a couple of plays for Southern Districts in the first half.
Where he was known just as Southern Districts.
That's correct.
He did. He's been busy, so we're glad we found out at halftime who he was. What would the coaches have said? What would Ryan Ayres have said to Southern Districts?
I think they're just going back to basics, or back to their original structures, and now that they've won a couple of centre clearances, it's settled the team down and they're able to just get on with business now.
So out came Jason Purantatameri. Ball pushed forward there by Carter. Little kick inside 50, went over the top towards Brennan. Brennan went around his body with the kick, got it down towards Farah. Farah one way and then kicks it over his head. It's his specialist party trick, but it misses. Went through for a minor score.
And the other thing too, centre clearances would have been highlighted to them at half-time, and talking about districts, and also turnovers. If they can control the football, Tiwi often, just wait for the mistake, but if they control the football and get the first use for it, they'll give William Farrell the best opportunity to kick goals.
A kick there by Farrelly. Drops a little short out on the wing, and under pressure, Duller. Had a good game not last week, the week before, Duller. He was amongst their better players. An unheralded player, but he played very well. This man's good too, Jason Purantatameri. Fine defender. Uses the ball well. Sometimes his handball's not the best game, but to Kennard, snapshot for goal was a minor score.
Tiwi, they're very unpredictable, and a backman's best friend is always the boundary line, so I don't know why he went back inboard, but he was very lucky that that shot for goal missed.
Farrelly runs from the back pocket, kicks up towards the wing. It's a bouncing ball. Finch knocks it on a little bit further. Play with his head over the foot. He might find himself in trouble here. Well, Price, and they've stolen it, away they go. This is Harley Purantatameri's got to come back.
We certainly gave him plenty of opportunity to try and get the ball out. I think Copeland was looking for a free kick himself with a bit of a high tackle, but you got to get the ball out regardless and play to the umpire's whistle, and Tiwi Bombers now have the free kick.
Are they going to bring this forward? Big J-Mark got up there, got his hands on it, dropped the ball. He's finding it going a little tough here, the big man.
Yeah, free kick to Dingo. Tungatalam just try to soccer the ball off there, but kicking in danger.
Good kick too by Dingo. Measured nicely. Linked it up with Ogden. Back to Ogden again, and away he goes. He worked it with paper talk, and he did it pretty well. Straight here into the hands of Turner. Kicked the goal in his third term. Turned it straight over. Gave it to Jason Purantatameri. Luck's a fortune. He couldn't believe it. Just landed in his hands. Now they have it in the back pocket. And go down the corridor with the kick. It was a nice one too. And Starcy with the footy. So Stephen Starcy straight to Roy Cantilla. Cantilla wants the player to run onto this, and he's going to, he just got underneath it, Duller, and left it behind. He couldn't believe it. It just didn't sit for him. And he mucked it all up, and now the turnover's on. It's back to Barker. Barker drives it inside 50.
The turnover, Charlie. This is where they're dangerous, Tiwi Bombers, and Bradley Palpamani finding some space down the middle, but he kicks it straight to the defender and Keegan Dingo, and he's so good at reading the play. And he wins the free kick for chopping on the arms.
That's right. Michael Dunn was away. He got onto that footy. He took off. He gave it off to Ben Armat. Milestone game tonight for Ben. And
he's coming out in the third quarter, and he's had 4 or 5 touches already, so he's really lifted his work rate, certainly in the midfield, and hopefully he can get some more of the footy because it's a big occasion for him.
Jake Rowe Duggan got it inside 50. Paper Talk wants it to come out. It didn't. He's doing the tackling though, Paper Talk. Held that footy up. Ross Tungatalam there.
Yeah, good pressure, Paper Talk, as we see Mason, and I think might be
Henry Armour. He's fighting outside his weight and height division.
Armour, I thought it was Kennard, but no, there's plenty of heat in this game.
Here's Dunn. Michael Dunn, I like him. He's such a free-flowing player. His kick is nice. Gets it out wide there into the hands of Duller. Duller, the lookalike for Dunn. And Dunn taken off the foot. He's got the free kick, surely. Gee, that was a crude tackle.
Yeah, he went on with it as well. So Dunn Deserved the free kick. He's outside his range though, and as we see, Southern Districts flood back to help the defence.
Bombers up by 3 points. The run around. Spearing kick to the pocket for Matthias Liddy. Kept it in field. Did it pretty well. Liam McGregor there is with him, trying to prevent him running away with the footy, and he's successful in doing that. They pile over the top. The umpire has to come in and ball it up. Now Christian Height's running in there, the number 35. The perfect player for this if it's a ball up, and it's going to be. So watch Height here. He's not going to do the ruck work against Jamar, is that's unbelievable. Whoa, talk about David and Goliath there. Comes off the hand of arm out over the boundary line.
I have no idea how they worked that out, Charlie, but someone had to go up, I guess, and Height was the closest one.
Well, Height ran in there.
And maybe because his name was Height, that he could go up for the ruck, I don't know.
He did all right. Well, he got in the way. He was a nuisance. So his nuisance value was pretty good. Bit of a high tackle there. Umpire has picked it out. No, still play goes on. Handball from, it's just scrambling at the moment, isn't it? Here's Dunn on the charge. Right to the goal square. Got it over the top to Matthias. He does that a lot, Matthias Liddy, doesn't he? He'll stand with his opposition player and then he'll just nudge him underneath the footy and then run back and hope that he can pick up the ball. That time it ran away from him. He didn't have a chance. Yeah, he's a good reader of the play, of the footy in the air, Matthias Liddy. And this is what Tiwi want, I reckon. A little bit of scrappy footy, and out of that, opportunities can present themselves. And as we see, Height again. He's rucking again.
Jamar. So there is a deliberate move for some reason up forward. Height, you've got to take the ruck.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, it's as it is. That's Jason Purantatameri tripping over there, number 2. Onto the loose ball they go, running forward Jake Rowe-Duggan. Kick from the wing. Out comes Farah over on. He's just not on his game tonight, Will Farah. I think it just didn't work out for him, just moving that around too much in that forward line. They really should have just left him there the one key forward to go to. That's all he really needed, didn't he?
Absolutely agree with that, Charlie. When they shifted him to the pocket and put Jamar up forward, I reckon it unsettled him and certainly gave Farrelly the win. Even though Farrell's got 2 goals to his name, Farrelly won that battle in the second quarter.
Here's Brennan. Dancing backwards, left foot, right foot, bangs with the left foot. Long kick almost down to the top of the goal square. Spillage lands on the ground. Southern Districts will have to get this out of there. Farah was in the way. He didn't show a lot of interest in getting the footy. In comes Ben Ahmet. They've got him. Christian Height in there as well, working his way through their Turner, who kicked a good goal here in this third term. Christian Height wins the footy, the ruckman, and squeezes it out towards the half back line. Didn't get clear with it though. And now a pack comes over the top. This is not going to come out this time. And I don't think the umpire can pull a free kick out of that either. We'll have to come in and ball it up at the stalemate.
Certainly seen a great game of footy, Charlie. A game that doesn't quite represent the two teams where they sit on the ladder. But that's only better for the fans.
Well, sanity was restored there as Big John Mason did the ruck work for the Tiwi Bombers. And Christian Height, you could almost see the look of relief on his face. He gave a stint, but he wants to lead for the ball. Now across half-back was ignored. The kick went a little closer down the middle to Ross Tungatellum. On the right boot he goes. Long searching kick to Maureen is really nice. Got it over the top of Keegan Dingo. That's no mean feat. And Maureen goes around his body, kicks forward. Too many players back there in defence. Bowden did pretty well. Brennan on the clean-up. Onto the left boot he goes. That beautiful kicking action of his up towards the wing. The hold-on was pretty good. Ball towards the boundary line. Spillage goes over. Ross Tungatellum did it pretty well. He took exception to Zane Carter before assistance came in. Lindsay Maureen said, break it up, fellas. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they're dangerous when they get over the top and over the back, but they just haven't been able to hold on to that mark, which would have set their play up.
So Jamar's tap down was clever, and then it came back to him. So he's the ruckman and the rover. In goes, might have been Bradley Palapamini in there working for that footy. Christian Height trapped the footy as they were trying to run through. Southern Districts on the wing. Handball came out, went towards Barker, couldn't get it. Cannard wins it, scrambles a kick forward down towards the 50-metre line, diving at the footy down there. Jason Palapamini couldn't get it. Desperate play at the moment. Zane Carter there looking for it. Whistle goes. Free kick going to be picked out. I reckon it's a Tiwi Bomber free kick across half back. So that we were talking about that luck before, Jared, you know, and that luck pendulum sometimes just swings against you and there's nothing you can do about it. It would seem halfway through that second quarter it swung the other way and things are just working for Tiwi Bombers now.
Well, as you say that, Charlie, Samuel Smith is able to capitalise on a turnover inside their forward 50 for Southern Districts, and nice left foot snap under pressure, and he gets his first goal for the game.
Good one for him. So only the one multiple goal scorer for Southern Districts. That's 2 to Will Farrer. On the other side of the ledger for the Tiwi Bombers, Matthias Liddy's got 3, Lindsay Maureen's got 2, and Ross Tunga-Tullum's got 2.
Well, there's certainly a lot of heat in this game. Quite enjoying the physical battle that is happening out there, and I think that's partly to do with the conditions. There's a little bit soggy underfoot due to that rain we had early in the day. I don't think the wind, there's no wind factor favouring one end, so it's just one-on-one footy, and it's great to see.
Jamar did it beautifully. Delayed his jump, and then just as the other player was coming down, the other ruckman was coming down, he just put his hand up and tapped the ball down to his rover in the middle. That's a high tackle, I reckon. What's the umpire said on that? No, out of bounds. So 12.5 minutes gone. Southern Districts in front by 3 points. They are working very, very hard here without their coach, Shannon Ruska. Where do we find out he is? He's in Melbourne with the
Boomerangs.
Boomerangs, doing some coaching work down there. Shannon, so if you're watching and listening.
The National Indigenous team, and
well done, you.
Week in camp, yeah.
So whistle gone. There's going to be a ball up, I think, here. Umpire's having a talk to Matt Cannard, who might have got the free kick, and he did. So the kick went to Cannard. He's on a pretty tough angle. Been around a long time, though. He knows exactly how to kick this. His team needs it. They are in front by 3 points. He can stretch it out to 9. They were down by 11 points at three-quarter time and led by 17 at half-time, so he can bring it back to close to where it was at quarter time. His team up by 3. Cannard taking his time. That's the 50-metre line in there. He's probably about 15 metres in from the boundary line. Runs around to his right, kicks. Nice looking kick, drifts away late. Right on the goal line, off hands, and rush through for a minor score. Yeah, the players are going to have some heavy legs tonight, Charlie, and we'll see who has the superior fitness and superior conditioning in the last quarter. Ball got right out. Gee, did that well, didn't he? Arnold Duller. He read that better than anyone else. He just went back for it. Ball down there towards Rupert Papungamiri. He's on his bike. He gets up 50. He has a look back. He spears at goal and he hits the post. Oh, he was looking in the rear vision mirror and he saw those players closing on him. He banged away at goal and he hit the post and he hit it very, very hard. Bad luck for him. It's a good bit of play and great run from the fence from the Bombers. That's what we're used to seeing Rupert Papungamiri taking the opponent on, running with the football, and he's had a couple of chances like that now, and he's unfortunately missed both. Paper talk to Cannard, and Cannard goes across to Barker. Underneath the footy, Barker takes the mark. Just as well we found out his name. He's had plenty of it in his third term. He's certainly a handy player for Southern District, so great pick-up. And yeah, great position, great kick, centering kick. About 40 metres out, right in front of goal, and I would expect him to kick this to extend their lead. So Kyle Barker, as Jared said, straight out in front. Let's have a look at the kick. Kicks nicely, and he's missed it out to the left. Minor score. Now I wonder if this kick's going to go straight down the middle of the field, as we've seen a few times now from the Tiwi Bombers. Well, they've set play, but they've tried that Wanderers St Mary's Clubhouse side the last 3 times. It hasn't worked for them, and they're going to go, you're right, straight down the middle with it. Short kick gave it to Bradley Palapamini, and he can run from the back line up forward to the centre of the ground, almost to the circle, and just force that ball forward. Brennan got to it, and then he put the ball on the ground. Geez, lucky not to be penalised for that, I tell you. He's found Bingo with the kick. Very lucky. Talk about luck. That was very lucky to get away with that one. Rather, it was Lyons that he found. Devon Lyons. That's Devon Lyons there. Picks up the ball at 50. Goes with the handball. It was a good one too. Gave it off to Price. Price on the charge. It didn't come back to him. He knocked it out in front of him. He went for a second effort as well, and a third one. He kicks it off the ground, Price, right in the danger area, and thumped out of there by the Tiwi Bombers, who've done pretty well. The big man has to pick it up. Farrelly, he does okay. Goes for Christian Height. He works there in front of Jake Rowe-Duggan. Goes towards the wing with it. He's peddling this ball forward. Then he got a push. He thought it was in the back. Umpire said no. Cannard comes away with the footy up towards Paper Talk outside 50, takes the mark, and then a little kick over the top was good. The man who continued to run for him. Down there was Price. Price onto the left boot, goes to the top of the goal square, wants Farah, comes off hand, ball picked up by Carter, goes around the body and kicks the goal.
Yeah. 2-on-1 height found himself against in Jake Rowe-Duggan and Matty Kennard there. So Districts are always going to win that contest. Great ball use. Get to the hot spot. Zane Carter for his second goal.
Good sides do it when they have to, and they've done it here. Smith, Turner and Carter have all kicked goals after they trail by 11 points. They take a 10-point lead now, Southern Districts. 9-10 to 8-6, almost 17. Well, 17 minutes ticks past now in this third term.
And Jamar's been the key to this third quarter. He's certainly lifted his game, and he's dominating the centre taps and giving his on-ballers like Ben Armat and Paper Talk first use.
So he does. We could see the plan there. It was very obvious. It just wasn't quite executed well enough. Rupert Papungamiri comes away with the footy, swerves them, gets the 50, puts the ball on the boot, kicks forward. Too long, said the umpire with the run. Come on, umpire, you're spoiling a good game. Goodness,
yeah, a little bit unlucky, but that's the pressure that Southern Districts are putting on him at the moment.
Ogden, up the corridor he goes to Dingo. So Dingo looks out to his left. Jamar's going to come off for a bit of a rest. He's worked pretty hard in this third term. Kennard works the front position, takes a strong mark in front of Finch. And then he punches to the pocket. He wants to high flyer. He got up Farah and then he goes to ground. He can't believe it. Last week, everything like that worked. This week, it's not working at all for Will Farah. Gets himself up off the ground.
Yeah, well, if his midfield can keep getting on top and getting quick ball in like that, the game will start to open up. So, so far, Tiwi's defence are going okay.
Jason Purantatameri, when will he ever come this way? We're up in the grandstand, and he doesn't want to come to this side. He still goes to the other side. Ball drops inside 50. Kennard shepherds it to the boundary line. So boundary line throw in at the 18.5-minute mark of this third term. Southern Districts 9-11 leading the Tiwi Bombers 8-6. The margin 11 points.
District's just playing in front too across the ground. So whatever ball comes in on the ground, their defenders are in front and in the best position.
Gee, Kennard's been terrific, hasn't he? He's had so much of the footy. Brennan's kick was good too. Falling over down there was Harley Purantatameri. John O'Mullins wants a little bit of it. He's not going to get it. Paper Talk thought he might go in and have a go at it, and he didn't get it. In the end, the umpire will take it off all of them and ball it up. Last man to get up, John O'Mullins.
And it's difficult to see how Tiwi are going to get out of here as Southern District set up the wall and Copeland, his experience, just waiting for that footy to come out.
Paper Talk, Kennard over the footy. Is he going to get a free kick or has he held it? I reckon he's held it. He's been pinged. And the free kick paid here to Samuel Dyke. Out wide with the kick to Meeson. Meeson has the runner. Now, can they build something from here? Where's that Rupert Papungamiri? That's who they want up in that forward line. He's a long way back. Ross Tungatalam. You want Ross Tungatalam on the outside of all of this, don't you, so that the ball can actually get out to him. You don't want him in there fighting for it at ground level, do you?
Well, he's actually played a bit of a midfield role, which has worked quite well, which if he can get his work rate up, he can find some space forward and use his speed to actually push to those open spaces. But at the moment, Districts are playing in front. They've put on a fair bit of pressure, not allowing Ross to get any space.
And Maureen doing the ruck work then, fisted it over. Anyone can be the ruckman, it would seem.
Yep.
Just if you're in the vicinity. He's doing it again, yep. Christian Heidi. He's there again. Maybe the throw-ins aren't that good. Petrie did a little bit of it that time. So a little kick comes back into the danger area inside 50. Ross Tungatalam onto the footy from 50 metres, misses.
Yeah, he rushed that. He had a lot more time and he needed some voice from his teammates to allow him to settle and actually take a couple of steps forward. But he rushed that one. He out of bounds on the full.
Bradley Palapamini there with the good fist, knocks it over the boundary line, keeps it where the Tiwi Bombers want as we tick up past 21 minutes of this third term. They'd want to have, they want to be within a kick, if not have their noses in front, the Tiwi Bombers, because they can fade in the last term. They'd like to be 2 or 3 in front. They're not going to get that. I don't think time will beat them.
Well, they need someone else taking the ruck up forward because that's just not working for them, and just someone to create a contest up in the air. And as good as Christian Hott has been, he's not a ruckman up forward.
Jared Brennan with the shrug off, works himself into space and then bangs with the left boot. It's a good-looking kick. The reach over the top was pretty good by Will Farrer, and that's the sort of ball he wants kicked into him, doesn't he?
Yep, that has his name all over it when that ball came in, and a juggling mark, but he gets a chance to kick his third.
He's one of the most exciting forwards we've seen for such a long time, and you're not seeing the best of it tonight, but gee, we saw him here last week, as we said earlier, 9 goals he kicked, and he was just amazing. So he kicks a goal and he rarely misses, and he hasn't missed that one. So he's got 3, and so he joins Matthias Liddy from on the other side of the page for the Tiwi Bombers with 3 goals. Both of them lead the goal kicking for their respective teams.
He's a great set shot, and that's an area of the game that he's certainly worked hard on over the last 3 or 4 years. And at one stage there, he was actually played in at centre-half back. He was actually a backline player because he had the ability to get the ball up forward, but he wasn't converting the goals. He certainly worked harder on that over the last couple of years, and is paying dividends for the Southern Districts this season.
Clock continues to run. 22.5 minutes gone here. Quarters normally go up around 24 minutes, maybe. Got in there jumping very high was Meeson. Ben Armat doing some work in there. Big Jamar goes in and puts that massive big body over the foot. He's trying to get out with it. He's not going to go anywhere. There's some pushing going on in there. They're starting to get a bit of feeling starting to creep into the game. Ross Tungatulum taking exception to something in there that he didn't like.
Yeah, they'll be targeting him for sure.
Trying to upset him, so it was over the top of the shoulder from Jamar, and the free kick goes to John Meeson. Meeson's kick is good. Measures out to Lindsay Maureen. Couple of goals in the match. In fact, they both come in the second term. That's not a good kick. Gee, makes it tough, doesn't he? Matthias Liddy onto it. Sees the goal line, and he's missed out to the left. Wow.
I think that's Camden, Vigona. But, yeah, they certainly had their chances. I mean, Rupert Pungameri's missed a few shots at goal. Ross Tungatulum missed one in which you'd expect him to kick. So they're certainly making it tough for them for the next quarter coming up.
So McGregor finished up with the footy as the siren went to bring the third term to an end. It's an entertaining game of footy, and Southern Districts have arrested an 11-point deficit at three-quarter time to take a fairly handy lead here at three-quarter time. 10 goals, 11, 71 to the Tiwi Bombers, 8, 55. So the Tiwi Bombers adding just 2 points in that quarter, but it was a big quarter for Southern Districts. They piled on 4 goals, 5. Let's get some thoughts to three-quarter time from Jared Eiler.
Yeah, some better players for Southern Districts, and I think Jamar was the catalyst to get the Crocs going in that third quarter. He certainly got on top of Meeson in the centre bounces, which brought in players like Armat and Kennard to stamp their authority on the game. We know they're experienced players. We know what they can do when they get the football, and Jamar was the catalyst for that in that quarter. And Maureen, he's got a couple of goals to his name, and he's looking quite exciting. So again, if he can chip in, help Tungatulum, help Liddy with some scoreboard pressure, again, I'm expecting this to go down to the wire, Charlie, and looking forward to the next quarter.
4 goals in the quarter to nothing in terms of goals in that quarter. Southern Districts out by 16 points now at three-quarter time. They lead the Tiwi Bombers 10-11 to 8-7.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah. You guys catch anything yet? Nah, nothing yet. But we're feeling lucky. See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
And a 7-metre tide.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jane. Tom. High on. Matty, straight out. Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy. Let's make the ball. Play on. All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
So 3/4 time coming to an end. Teams make their way back out onto the ground for the final term. 27-point turnaround from Southern Districts in that third term. 10-11 to 8-7 over the Tiwi Bombers. Kieran Davis brings us up to date with the stats.
Thanks, Charlie. In that quarter, Districts really got on top again. 50 kicks to 38 in the marks, 20 to 14. Inside 50s, 14-8. And a real game changer was Mark Jamar getting on top of in the centre clearances, 4-1. Tiwi's pressure still stands though, 15 tackles to 6, but definite swing to Districts in that quarter.
Some telling stats in that, Jared Island, which suggests that you were right with your call that Jamar was dominating in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. That was, like I said, he was the catalyst, and I think too we need to expect more from players like Dunn and Cantilla to get them back into this game.
Finch's kick down towards the 50-metre line. Ross Tungatulum gets to it. He didn't get it. Loose ball picked up by Tiwi Bombers on the run. Snap at goal, misses, minus score. Gee, that would have been a big goal, right? It would have taken about 20 seconds in this last term, but the miss, a costly one.
Dulla, you've called him a few times in the third quarter, so he has the ability to break the game open if he can find some space.
He gets in with Dunn. They'll do some damage out there, that's for sure. Ball towards the boundary line, tripping over out there was Henry Armour, and the ball's across the boundary line. How's it going to go, Jared? The Tiwi Bombers, they stopped almost just 2 points in that third term. Have they left some fuel in the tank, or are they spent?
Yeah, that's the big question, Charlie. We've always highlighted the fact that Tiwi Bombers haven't been able to play 4 quarters of footy. Again, if they can get some momentum, though, they're hard to stop, and if they're up and about, they're very hard to stop. So fitness, ability to win the football in the packs, and height is playing pretty well in that space for them so far. It needs some more from him.
Ball along the boundary line. There is Harley Purantatameri. 45 seconds gone. Early stages of the final term game still there to be won. Southern Districts the favourites in front, 10-11 to 8-8. They led by 17 points at quarter time, down by 11 at half time, up by 16 at three-quarter time. It's been that sort of game, seesawing. But they have a reputation, the Tiwi Bombers, for fading at the end of their games, and they're certainly faded in that third term.
We've got a blood rule here, Charlie. Mason coming off for the Tiwi Bombers. Want to get him fixed up very quickly because he's a key component to any chance that the Tiwi Bombers have in terms of winning this game.
Well, the big man's got, it looks like a bad split above his left eye. Makes his way off the ground. I think the Tiwi Bombers a couple of weeks ago, and they were playing here, looked to be in with a bit of a chance, and then lost Willie Rioli in the quarter. Here's a run forward by the very busy Christian Height, and he broke the lines and then missed with the kick.
Jeez, he hit that with a lot of pace, Charlie. So again, he's certainly one that can help win them the game if he can get more of the footy. And he's able to draw a free kick from Henry Armour, who gave him a bit of a tap running through, just reminding him about how he missed that goal, but he went a bit too far with it.
And so he's going to get another shot. So where's the kick going? Now the umpires are debating about this. I think it's going to go right down in the forward line, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty.
Yes.
And the ball finishes up with Rupert Papangamiri.
And Armour can't just let it go. He wants to go on with it. But,
Rupert kicks the goal.
He's being dragged for undisciplinary actions, and Rupert Papangamiri gets his goal.
And that closes the gap down again. 10-11 now to 9-9. So they close the gap. They kick another goal here, and then they will believe.
They need someone to help out in the ruck stakes whilst Mason is getting fixed up.
8 points the margin.
And Petrie's gone into the ruck, see what he can do.
It's a good tap down there. Trying to weave his way through. Daniel Turner been okay tonight. Ben Armat comes away with it, bangs with the left boot up towards the edge of the square. Players park underneath it. Good mark taken down there by Bowden. He's inside the square, and the kick was meant for Farah, who dived at the footy, and he just made it really hard for Will Farah, and then he picked up the loose ball. He might kick a goal here. He does. He does, and he's got 4 for the match, and that's not a bad return for him, for he's been quiet for some periods of the match, but to get 4 goals has been a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I think Farrelly's done a great job, but one of the skills that Will Farah has, he's quite rubbery and bouncy. Yeah. When he hits the ground, he's back up on his feet, and on that occasion, he did it quicker than anyone else, and was able to get the ball to boot, and went through for a goal.
So 4 goals to Farah, and he's got more goals than anyone else tonight. With Shannon Rusker, his coach, will be happy. He said, look, we need you to kick 6 if we're to win the match. And there's no reason to suspect he won't kick 6 tonight. He could tear this game open at any point, Will Farah, if they can get clean footy to him. That's what they can do out of the middle. Jamar to do the ruck work. He likes tapping it back, but they've read it pretty well, and Finch wins it and goes forward with the kick. Diving effort down there, Rupert Papangamiri. He dived a long way from the footy, and he was never going to get it. It comes out towards McLaughlin, runs from half-back, kicks it over the wing. It's a good kick. Cannard has it at his bootlace. It was a Yorker in footy terms. He couldn't control it though. Ball goes to Paper Talk. He left the footy behind him. Matt goes in, eyes over the footy. Didn't pick it up. Whistle's gone. Free kick. I reckon it's going to be Tiwi Bombers free kick.
Kicking in danger.
And the kick just comes down towards the 50-metre line. It's a bouncing ball. Running one way and then the other. That's Harley Purantatameri, spears it in and finds that man down there, Matthias Liddy, who's kicked 3. He can get 4 and draw alongside Will Farah for the most goals in the match.
Great diving mark there from Matthias Liddy, and we will expect him to kick this goal, as he's a quite accurate set shot as well. So it's a bit of a shootout from Will Farah down one end and Matthias Liddy down the other.
So 1 in the first, 2 in the second for the goal shooter for the Tiwi Bombers. 45-degree angle, gets a bit of a stuttering run at it, bangs at goal. He looks happy, and why shouldn't he be? That's gone straight through the middle. They've kicked 2 in a hurry in this last term, 1 to Rupert Papungamiri and 1 to Matthias Liddy.
Again, the Tiwi Bombers have done okay out of that centre square clearance, considering that the advantage that Jamar has in there at the moment. So if they can sneak a couple of more like that, we would expect Meeson to come back onto the ground very soon. And again, he'll play a big key role into any Tiwi Bombers attack to win this game.
8 points the margin, was 16 points for Southern Districts at three-quarter time. Will Farah kicked a goal for them, but a couple of quick goals have come back from Matthias Liddy and Rupert Papungamiri to give the Tiwi Bombers some hope. Ross Tungatulum squeezes the kick out of the middle, rolls it down towards the half-forward line, towards the boundary line, just trying to keep the ball in play. There's Juan Orsto, and he's lost it to the boundary line, so just about at the 50-metre line. Tiwi Bombers in attack, there'll be a throw-in.
Yeah, well, the Tiwi Bombers player certainly had the advantage at speed on Copeland on that occasion, but Copeland's experience created the boundary throw-in.
I thought that was Christian Hyde at the back there jumping, but he's not doing the ruck work. This is all held up at the 50-metre line, and I reckon it's a free kick here for the Bombers. It is handball back to Ross Tungatulum, takes a look and then sends it to the pocket. It's a great kick and finds Matthias Liddy. What a kick that was. I mean, who would have expected the kick to go there? It's put Matthias Liddy in a very tough position, but the kick hit him right on the chest.
That was where the space was. That's where the hole was, and Ross took 1 second to have a look at it and put the ball there and made Matthias lead to that position.
He's going to go with the banana kick. It goes right across the face and gets a minor score. So he didn't do too badly out of it. Why don't players practice more to kick those balls from those impossible angles, Jared? I mean, they're not impossible to kick. You've just got to do it more, don't you?
I think they practice them more than they actual from in front, Charlie. But
and they still miss them.
That's right.
Gosh, it's like the reverse sweep in cricket, you know. People practice it until they get it right. Late at night, even now while we're talking, Jared, somewhere around Australia, someone's practicing the reverse sweep. Here's the handball over the top. Running forward, Turner from the wing. Good kick from him. Farah, oh, that's a great mark. Farrelly did so very well. He beat him hands down. Farah's after him, but Farrelly's kick beautiful up towards Height in the middle. Height gets it backward at the centre, goes along the corridor, got it off towards Roy Cantilla. Cantilla's kick down towards the 50-metre line. Oh, they've dropped the mark down there. That's Dulla. Dulla with a little punch forward is good. The kick was good to Rupert Papungamiri, and he's got it, big Rupert. He's kicked just the 1 goal in this match, but his chance here for his second. He can put his team within a point.
They've orchestrated that beautifully, Charlie, and that's what happens when you've got good skill. It just brings your whole team in, and this, if Rupert can kick this goal, it would lift Tiwi Bombers here.
Rupert Papungamiri bangs away at goal and delivers when they need it. They climbed to within a point. They were down by 16 points. They looked like they were gone at three-quarter time after kicking just 2 points in this third term, but gee, they've come back hard here, and Rupert Papungamiri kicks the goal.
Yeah, he kicked that. He made that kick. Didn't even worry about looking at seeing go over the umpire's head and just started celebrating. He knew exactly that was a goal when it connected to his boot. And again, it comes back to the one-on-one contest. Farrelly and Farah. Farrelly taking the mark and able to switch the cross to the other side to Height, and the Tiwi Bombers had all the space.
So Will Farah with 4 goals. Farrelly watching him closely. High jump in the middle was Petrie. Ball left behind. Cannard with the little shovel out was pretty good. Got it off to Bowden. Bowden off to Paper Talk. Back again into the hands of Carter. Carter towards Farah, but it was going to always elude him out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, I think he lost his footing there as he tried to kick that. He's certainly a much better kick, and we've seen that in the first quarter, and he's got a couple of goals to his name. So, yeah, unlucky there for Zane Cutter.
Nice kick, nice mark, taken out there by Vergona Ross. Camden Vergona Ross. He'll come back in. Link it up through Albert Tippenwoody. And Albert Tippenwoody pushes up a little further. Straight into the hands of Vergona Ross again. So they're trying to work out how they can get forward here. And it's stop-start footy at the moment. Possession footy, hit targets, don't kick to the wrist. Now they're going to have to take a risk, and it goes right over the back, and a good mark taken in defence. For Southern Districts, little short kick into the edge of the corridor. What's on offer here? Here's Sleeth, I think it is. Gets off hands. Paper talk, got the handball away. Getting in the way down there, Jason Purantata-Mary holds it up, emerges with the footy, gets onto the left boot. Oh, it's a dangerous kick. High tackle, ball lands inside 50. Again, they've been dispossessed. And the free kick picked out. They were lucky to get away with that. They're taking advantage and off they go. It's in the hands of the speedster. Ross Tungatulum punches it off the right boot, kicks it magnificently into the hands of Dulla. Dulla went further upfield. He didn't use it well enough. It landed with Barker. Barker from the boundary line kicks. Nice kick, nice work, Lionel Ogden. Solid defender he is. Takes the mark across half back and then goes with a long kick. It's a bouncing ball to the centre of the ground. They emerge with the footy though, the Southern District team, down towards half forward. Farah came from a long way back. Had to go with the handball at the end. He couldn't get the kick away. Here's Kennard with the handball out, straight into the hands of his teammate running past in Price. Price goes for goal and misses out to the left, minus score. Oh, the build-up was pretty good from Southern District, but they only got a minus score.
Oh, both teams are having a red-hot crack, Charlie, and the defence has been super from both sides, and we're just waiting for one of these teams to crack the game open, aren't we?
This is Michael Dunn. He's been a good player. I mentioned him before. I just really like the way he plays. Christian Height did that really, really well. Took the teammate, took his opposition player under the footy and then ran back out the back door. Dives on the footy, recovers. Magnificent bit of play from Christian Height. They nailed him and put him to ground. In went Roe Duggan to win the footy. Goes backwards with it. Gave the handball off this time to Jared Brennan out on the wing. Brennan from the wing.
You can't ask for anything more than that, Charlie. Christian Height just obviously didn't have the pace to go with Brennan, but the endeavour was certainly there and almost won the footy for his team.
Bowden, and then the good mark taken down there for Southern Districts out on the wing. Kick to a forward line that's just full of Tiwi Bombers players. A squeeze kick come out. Now here's a rolling ball. They're going to have to work pretty hard back here. Farrelly did really, really well. Dunn went back to help him. Dunn did well. Bill spilled out there towards Turner, I reckon. Was it snapped? Was it Turner or was it Carter? Might have been Carter.
Carter, I reckon. Zane Carter there making up for the last shot of goal that he had when it bounds on the full. But just relentless pressure, just wave after wave and following the ball up forward. Tiwi Bombers had to go wide on that occasion, but the pressure from Southern Districts ended up in the goal, and Zane Carter's third, I believe.
Yes, he's kicked one in the first, one in the third, and one in the fourth, so he's given his team a little bit of breathing space here, but they're not clear yet. At the 13-minute mark, the margin is 8 points, so kicking a bit in it. They've played their hearts out here tonight, the Tiwi Bombers, against their much more fancied opponents, Southern Districts. They win the tap out of the middle. Brennan emerges with the footy, bangs with the left boot. Farah in good position to take a mark, gets under it and then fell as he just about took the mark. His legs went from underneath him and the ball got away from him. Michael Dunn overruns the footy, gave a chance to a player who's been very busy tonight. Joel Price, I've really liked his work. Here's a kick going to the goal line. Farrell got his hands on it and then turned a goal into a point.
All the attacking done by Districts in the last 2 minutes here, and some great football. Matty Canner just didn't have enough power to get the ball over the line, and it certainly was on target. But Tiwi Bombers now through the midfield.
From half back up towards the centre of the ground, Dingo underneath the footy. The clean-up was magnificent. The run is good. The tackle was ferocious. Sends Harley Purantata-Mary to the ground. Whistle goes. Free kick here to be rewarded. Lionel Ogden from a pretty solid tackle. It was really good. Kick back to Jamar, and Jamar's kick right over the top, did it well from the 50-metre line. The kick for Farah at the back, he's in perfect position. He'll kick the goal, or he's going to play on. No, he didn't. He thought better of it.
And great work there by Lionel Ogden. Tiwi Bombers were out, and if he didn't stick that tackle or create the free kick and the turnover, Tiwi Bombers would have been within scoring capabilities. But Lionel Ogden, very well done. Will Farah should kick this goal for his fifth.
He's got 4. He's got 5. So from just about point blank range, he kicks his second for the final quarter. And when his team needed him to lift, he did.
Southern Districts have just stepped it up. They've gone to that extra level and really putting it to Tiwi Bombers at the moment. To really test their endurance and their fitness.
Got to be impressed with the Tiwi Bombers. Good effort from them tonight. They've kicked 3 goals in this last quarter. And that you think might just about get them there, but Southern Districts have done exactly the same and got 3 and maintained their lead. It was 16 points at 3/4 time. It's 15 points now. So what have we played here? 16, coming up to 16 minutes.
Next goal crucial for the Tiwi Bombers.
Yes, if Southern Districts kick it, you just get the feeling that the heads will drop. And they have won it out here. Handball out towards Cannard's got some space to work in. Now Farah's the man, flies. Oh, that's a magnificent grab. Will Farah with the fly, and poor old Farrelly has worked his heart out tonight. He held strong position, but Farah on the climb.
Unbelievable. And just get it to the right spot and let the forward and let the athleticism Will Farah take over. And Farrelly doesn't deserve to have 6 kicked on him. But that's just testament to the talent of this player right now as we see him come in.
All but point blank range, all but directly out in front, and he delivers, and he's got 6 for the match, and 3 of them have come in a telling last quarter performance from Will Farah.
Yeah, and great work done there by Daniel Turner. He took on Ross Tungatalan, which is a brave move, but certainly paid dividends for him, and that second tier, I think, of players that Southern Districts have through their rotations, through their younger brigade, starting to come through now. And great work by Daniel Turner, who's coming up for a spell.
So 14-13 to 11-10. Southern Districts now, you'd feel just about safe at the 17-minute mark, because they are just starting to control this ball out of the middle. There's Jamar again, stood his ground. Christian Height got to the footy. They've got to him and put him down. They hold it up to Southern Districts. Now they're playing like a well-oiled and polished machine, Southern Districts. They know exactly what to do to win the match from here.
Yeah, well, it's just going to go to show for every team. There's no easy games. Tiwi Bombers haven't had a win yet, but they're pushing the top team in Southern Districts all the way to the end. Yeah,
that's a good point. You know, the bottom team really pushing the top team and almost had them beat tonight. They haven't got there yet. Michael Dunn gets it out towards Roy Cantilla, goes out to Ross Tungatalam, shrugs the tackle, does pretty well, gets on his bike and scoots away. Then they tried to sling him after he got rid of the footy and should have been penalised. Cantilla did well with the kick. Paper Talk's going to cut it off on the wing, but he dropped the mark. Dunn was there, gave it to Ross Tungatalam, overrun the footy because they took him out of it. Paper Talk wins it, gives it off to Dingo, forward of the wing, and Keegan Dingo has the mark. And he can go short if he wants to. He's not going to go short. He's going to go long. And they'll cut it off back there in defence. No, they don't. They were underneath it. Josh Finch didn't get it. Ball finishes up with Carter, who's kicked 3 goals in this match. Goes to the pocket. Up goes Will Farah. Got the high mark. Dropped the footy when he hit the ground because he was under ferocious pressure from Farrelly. And the ball's held up in the back pocket for the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, Tiwi Bombers just taking too long to get rid of that football. All they need to do was kick it into space. But I think they're starting to fatigue.
And, yeah, they're showing signs, aren't they?
Yeah, correct. And
50-metre penalty here, is there?
No, free kick to Jason Pruntatameri.
So from the back pocket. They just find their way out of trouble all the time. Here's Finch with those kicks, aren't they? They're just good kicks, and out towards the wing. Samuel Dyke sees it safely over for Southern Districts. So the ball will get thrown in. It's just forward, just slightly forward of the wing for Tiwi Bombers. 14-13 plays, 11-10, 19 minutes tick past. It's not going to be a long quarter.
I don't think so. I think 21 to 22 minutes. In which, if that's the case, you'd think Southern Districts be pretty safe from this point.
21 points the margin. Here's Armat emerging with the footy. Ben Armat, such polished footballer. Farah on the charge, overruns the footy, ran at it very hard. Clean-up work came from Jason Pruntatameri. He overrun the footy as well. Backing his way out of trouble was Roe Duggan. Kicks down to the goal square, gives it to Farah. Farah with the party trick. Can't believe that he missed. He's lying in the goal square, lying on his back, threw the ball on his boot and kicked a minor score.
That was brilliant football by Jake Roe Duggan. His attack on the football, trapped it to get even the boot to ball to Will Farah. Yeah, he deserved a goal for the team for his efforts on that occasion, but it didn't quite happen.
Maureen got it in the back pocket, went over to John O'Mullins from centre half back, kicks it out wide, bouncing ball out there for Dyke. Dyke gets it over the top. They've got the link player there. The runner to go forward is Finch. Finch shorter. And the mark taken out there. It was a good strong mark too, Harley Purantatameri. Should have been 50 in that, you know, really. Here's Finch. He's done. Inside 50. And Dunn's going to get the ball here. He has it inside 50 and he's going to get the free kick.
Yeah, he needs to go back quickly and either have a shot or get it moving forward, because there's not a lot of time left in this game if there any chance to sneak a couple of late goals in the game.
Tick past 20 minutes and 45 seconds gone. Ball in the hands of Michael Dunn. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Distance, not a problem. Accuracy, shouldn't be a problem. He's straight out in front. Bangs long and hard at goal. It's a good looking kick. I reckon he's come away with the goal. He has. He's a good goal kicker. That's a good kick from where he was.
Yeah, he just needs to get himself to the contest more and get to those front positions more, and he's certainly a damaging player if he can get within scoring range. So guess lifting his work rate will create those opportunities.
4 goals each in this last quarter. 2 to Rupert Papungamiri. 1 to Michael Dunn just then and 1 to Matthias Liddy, but the damage done on the other side of the ledger. 3 goals came from Will Farrer and 1 from Zane Carter. So Farrer was held for most of the game, had 3 goals up till 3/4 time, and then doubled his tally with those 3 terrific goals in this last quarter. Paper Talk coming out of the middle with the footy. Went out well wide, gave it to Barker. Barker up further to Carter. Carter up towards Farrer. Farrer didn't get it. Now he's looking for it. And it was a high tackle from Cannard, turned over. And the free kick to the Tiwi Bombers in the back pocket.
Can't be too much time left, Charlie, and it's great to see that the Southern Districts Footy Club has lifted their work rate after half time, especially for a big occasion with Ben Ahmed's 250th game.
So Albert Tippenwoody got the kick away, but free kick's been pulled out of it, and I've got a feeling it's going to be a Southern Districts free kick, because that's the way the players are flooding.
They're all looking at William Farrer. What's he going to do next?
Well, he stands in the goal square. And now he takes off into that pocket, and that's where the kick's going to go. He's going to have to dive at this to get it. He does. He's done that often. You know, he dives at it when he hits the ground. He drops the footy.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to work on that. I assume at training, balls are out here a little bit more than they are down here for a game. But credit to the defence for the Tiwi Bombers. They've had to force the ball to come in low and hard, and it's probably something that Will Farrer have to work on during the week.
Yeah. So look at the players. There's so many of them crouched around this footy. Probably 18 of them down there. Can he get a ball out of that spot? Southern District's doing it pretty well to try and shut this down. They're going to run the clock right down. They're comfortably in front, 14-14 to 12-10. We ticked to 23 minutes of this last term. So it turned out to be the Farrer show in the end, didn't it? With 6 big goals from him today. He saved his best for last in that last quarter when the team was starting to struggle, the Tiwi Bombers, and his opponent was getting a little tired. He then just turned it on, and in a few minutes kicked 3 last quarter goals. Handball over the top to Smith, and a shot for goal is going to go out wide, and the mark taken down in the forward pocket there by Lionel Ogden. Normally plays in defence. He's deep in the forward pocket. In fact, he's right outside the field of play. He's going to have a shot. So he would look up if he saw the goal line. There'd be just one post. They all line up against each other.
These are the shots players practice, Charlie.
He's had a go. Don't tell me he's kicked that. He has. Look at him. He pumps the air. He runs up. They all come to him to give him a pat on the back. That was a super kick. Why can't the other players do that at the other end of the ground?
Like I said, they're the ones that the players practice, and actually he deserves a goal. I thought he's been quite solid, Lionel Ogden, for 4 quarters across the night in a defensive role, and he certainly has stopped some of Tiwi Bombers' forward attacks. 5
goals in the last quarter. It's a productive last quarter from Southern Districts, equal to their effort in the first quarter when they kicked 5 goals. But they kicked it at the right end of the game when they needed to win it. Their stars stood up. Will Farrer with 3, Zane Carter with 1, Ogden with 1 as well. 25 minutes now gone as Jared Brennan comes away with the footy, wins it out of the centre, kicks it down towards half forward along the boundary line. And running with the footy along the boundary line and not able to control it was Adam Tippenwoody. He lost it just as he was about to kick it, but he was already outside the field of play. Footy from TIO Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this round 6 match. Jared Eilert with me, and of course Kieran Davis looking after the stats throughout the night on this match. Districts 15-14, Tiwi Bombers 12-10. Siren imminent. Talk a little bit about the match at the end of it. Here's the throw in. Brennan gets there and does some of the ruck. Kenner did magnificently, tapped it over to our Matt, and our Matt just punched it forward with a super kick. And who waited? The jaw of death, Will Farrer.
That's champagne football, isn't it?
That was just brilliant, wasn't it?
It was a brilliant tap by Kennard, and Benny Armat's one of the best skills in the game by feet and foot, and William Farris just an absolute freak up forward.
He's going to kick 7 tonight, and he does. He goes straight in and kicked. And I'll tell you who was standing in the goal square with his hands on his hip was Matthew Farrelly, who's worked his heart out tonight to keep Farrer down to 3 goals at 3/4 time, which was a pretty fair effort. And then the champion came out and kicked 4 in this last quarter, and he now has 7 for the match in his team. We're going to record a pretty impressive victory here without their coach. 16-14 to 12-10 full time, just about on us.
Yeah, it just goes to show, Charlie, that it's a team effort. If you've got such a dominant forward line player, it's a team effort for the opposition to actually nullify him, and it comes down to pressure up or down the field. It comes to players actually zoning off and helping you out, and Farrelly didn't deserve to have 7 goals kicked against him, but District's just on top.
Samuel Smith doing the ruck work down there. They've used him sparingly. Tiwi Bombers with a kick to the goal line. Misses out to the right, minor score. Might have been Michael Dunn. Here's Dingo to bring the ball back into play. Wants to get on with it with a hurry. They're thinking they'd like to get 9 goals out of Farrer tonight. I don't think time's going to allow him to do that. Kick towards Bowden came off hands over the boundary line. Might have been out of bounds on the full. That's what the umpire signals, and the free kick goes to Ross Tungatalam. So he's just between the wing and half forward for the Tiwi Bombers, goes to the pocket, wants Rupert Papungamiri. He couldn't get it. Clean-up work was pretty good by Lionel Ogden down there. Gave the handball, tried to get it to Smith. Smith left it behind and then got the last handball away to Brennan, who took off just as the siren went, and the game came to a close. Been an entertaining game of footy, and the Tiwi Bombers came in as long underdogs, but they challenged throughout the match, and in the end, they just couldn't do it. They've gone down by 27 points.
Yeah, well, the goal for Tiwi Bombers is to come into this game and get some respect against the top team. I think they've certainly done that. There's certainly this is a far better performance than we've seen from them earlier on in the year. Again, question marks around the 4 quarters of football for the Tiwi Bombers, but they're certainly moving in the right direction. Better players for me for the Bombers. Tungatalam was good all night. Height, he just tried his heart out. From start to finish, even taking the ruck on a number of occasions, and I think they'll have to work on that. Farrelly was great, and Mason, who went down with a head injury, it might have been doing a concussion test late in the quarter. He was pretty good for them. For the Districts, Brennan from start to finish was really good. Jamar, Farrer obviously with 7 goals, and I thought Carter was sensational for Districts as well.
So 17 points they led for by Southern Districts at quarter time. Tiwi Bombers with a pretty impressive second quarter, got to 11-point lead at half time. Then it was a 16-point lead to Southern Districts at 3/4 time, and then they kicked 6 goals to 4 in the last quarter on the back of 4 of them by Will Farrer to run out winners here tonight by 27 points. Southern Districts 16-14 have defeated the Tiwi Bombers 12-11. Jared, thanks for working with us again today. Enjoy the match.
That was a good game. Great game of footy tonight.
Earlier today, Darwin 13-14 beat Waratahs 12-12, and a good win to Palmerston over Wanderers 12-7 to 6-11. Final score here, Southern Districts have beaten the Bombers by 27 points, 16-14 to the Tiwi Bombers 12-11.